Oh my God, there's people out there. Good evening. First one in was Shawnee. And we had KP Heathen. And I'm here. I'm kicking, just not very high, not very much, but I'm here. And yeah, in quite a bit of pain, but not enough that I can't do my live stream tonight. So here I am. There you are. And that's it. So I'll give a few minutes for more people to come in. And yeah, I've had a half a cup of coffee here and a freaking fly landed in my coffee. So maybe I won't have to swat at a fly that's made its way in when I had the door open. But now I have to make another cup of coffee. It was about 5 minutes before I had to go live. And I was finishing up watching somebody's video and I was going, I'm beat. I am beat. Tired, wore out. And yet I'm still here doing this whole live stream chat thing. The cat sleeping for me. Got our Sheldon shirt on. One lab accident away from being a super villain. Yeah. I mixed some chemicals wrong. I already have minions out. Yeah. Already had my minions done up, baby. Okay. How you doing? You good? How about that? No. Go get him. Go get him. Yeah. So that one I decided to change the name to Sweet Pea because she's just so sweet. But I was out for a couple hours with Goblin and his wife. He's taking his wife to work and picked me up from the U-Haul center after I dropped the truck off, which was a really weird setup. How you return a truck on a weekend. I'll get into that in a minute, but little Sweet Pea does this little bounding thing towards me, and then like she's jumping up, and she's got her front paws up in the air like this, almost like she's trying to jump up into my arms. It's the sweetest thing. I just had to be away for a couple hours, and she, to pets it's longer. I mean, I could have been gone 30 minutes, and I guess they think it's like for days, and she did. She come bounding towards me and then kind of jumped up with her front paws up in the air like that. And she didn't quite make it into my arms, but because it was kind of a short little bound up into the air, but it was the cutest thing. So she's been doing that. When I go away, I'm outside or whatever. And she just gets all excited. And she'll give me lovin's, and then, when she's had enough, I'll put her down. She goes off, plays with the other kittens. And yeah, she's something else. Very playful kitten. Oh my God! I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, Wolf. Hey, Duncan. How you doing? Oh, my baby. Your sibling. You gonna scruff that one up? Huh? Watch your candle. How you been, Duncan? You doing okay? Hey, Natasha Kemp. How you doing? Good to see you in here. Sometimes I have to keep an eye on that cat too, because she likes to ambush me sometimes. But they're at that stage. We're good. We're good on this side. Yeah, we're good on this side, Natasha. Yeah, doing okay. Well, that's all we can. That's all we can expect. Just do okay, if not better, if we can make it happen. Ah, there she is again. Come here. Come here. Oh. Yes. Would you like to say something? Hmm. You got anything to say? Uh huh. Yeah. All right. All right. I'll let you go. I'm sorry. Ow! You little needle claws. You feel like those little needles you use to prick your finger for a sugar test. Duncan says that she had a fun day yesterday. Got a flat tire about an hour and a half from home, and the spare was no good. Oh no! Uh, I've had spares last me a long time, but then there's a downside to that. Like I had a flat tire one time, had this big, thick, really heavy bolt stuck in my wheel. I said, "Well, good thing I have a spare," and went to get the spare, and the spare was flat. It was still good. It was just flat. So I had to find a way to get it inflated so I could finish my trip back home. So I was on the other side of the state, just about it. There's something I forgot to do. Let me go in here to the studio. All right. Okay, wait a minute. We're about to mess things up. Let me see here. Just so we can keep the trolls at bay. Wait for the load. The one in my laptop, the other camera's packed up. Um, it was kind of a bad choice on my part. I should have. I don't know. I still think that's what caused my restream test to fail was the new camera. But Yeah, let me see here. I'll be real quick here, hopefully. But I'm going to try really hard not to run too late because as I said, I was already nodding off to sleep before the live, which is not good. I don't want to fall asleep here and you to watch me drooling or snoring or something like that. Yeah, I'm. Well, there's actually two connections on the camera, and because it's an extra camera, uh, the other connection is like some kind of a funky looking adapter. It's not your usual variation of USB. It's more of like a trapezoid shape, and so I think I have to have a separate cord, a different kind of cord that's got that plug on one end and USB on the other. Um, I don't. I thought I had one of those around here somewhere because I've got one of these multi-plug adapters, and I couldn't find it. And I was going to try that because it's supposed to work faster. But yeah, I don't know. It, it's a nice camera, but for some reason it just uses a lot of resources. You seen lives where the host fell asleep? Yeah. Well, I hope that doesn't happen, but if it does, you can poke fun at me the next day. I give you, I'll give you that. You can poke fun at me if I do fall asleep. She had it towed. Good grief. Ooh, towing around here in Kentucky is not cheap. I'll tell you that. I I don't know how much it's gotten up to. It's been a long time since I had anything towed or put on a flatbed rollback. Not cheap. At least not here. It isn't. Yeah, I feel you on that one. Oh, so the deal with the U-Haul company, you pull up, and of course I have this. The only truck they had was a 26-foot U-Haul truck. My paperwork, and I pulled in, and the gates are closed, and they got these big black and white signs warning you that do not open this gate, or an alarm will sound, and the law will be called on you. I was like, well, what do I do? There's nobody here. It's Sunday. And little did I know that over in the corner was a key box. Hey, Steve. Uh, there was this little key box. You drop the key in there if you have a truck, or but I was like, okay, so hopefully they'll open the gate. Somebody will notice the gate will open or something, because I had about this much of the rear end of this truck sticking out towards the road. Luckily, it was behind the white line, but still, you know how people drive these days. We get a lot of semis on that highway. And finally, I heard this like, chirp, 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 chirp. I'm like, what the hell is that? What is that? Well, over by the key box was a Ring camera. I walked over and I pushed it because I could hear chatter like some woman was talking. I pushed the button. They said, "Hey," and I said, "Hey." And then next thing I know, the gates opened up. I was like, "Okay, cool." So I pulled the truck in, and like a dumbass, not even thinking, because the right next to the Ring camera, up on the post for the fence or the gate, was that U-Haul drop-off thing for the key. And I'm like, I didn't see it. I stood around like a damn idiot out there by their storefront, going, "Is someone going to come? Somebody going to come take my, the key or paperwork or check the truck or anything?" And then Goblin came in, and of course the gates were still open, so it let Goblin in. And I said, "Wonder what we do here." And he said, "Was there a key thing over there?" I was like, "I didn't see one," but I walked back to the gate. Sure enough, there was a key drop, and I dropped the key down in there, and I said, "Thanks." It was really weird. I mean, it might as well have been run by AI because they just weren't in on a Sunday, which kind of makes sense for America, but so weird. But yeah, and then after we pulled away, the gates closed back up again. So obviously the cameras are keeping track of everything. But yeah, hubby had to come take the tire off, took it, got it replaced. Only no one had a tire for it, so we had to take the tire home and put on an old one. Good grief. Did you Brandon, did you have them check your other hold on. Did you have them check your other tires, make sure they were okay? I learned my lessons years ago on a Ford Maverick not to ever buy retreads. You are putting your life in danger by putting retreads on a vehicle. Sure, they're cheap, but that's just it. They're cheap, and it never failed. Uh, I'd have a tire go bad on me, and I go replace it, and the only thing I could afford was the retreads at the time because I was it's my first apartment. Hey, Angel, how you doing? First apartment, first job and all that kind of stuff. You're broke. You don't want to spend a lot of money on a tire. We're just cooking down the interstate in southern Ohio, and all of a sudden, bam! And you have a blowout. You're like in the middle lane of a 4-lane interstate. Yeah, lots of fun. Lots of fun. So I learned my lesson after the second tire blew out on me. I was like, no more retreads. I don't care how cheap they are. Hey, Angel, how are those puppies doing? They doing all right? Oh, yeah, bungee hook. Yeah. And I've had some weird stuff pulled out of tires in the past. And what most of it was when I was going to college, we took Interstate 275 that goes around Cincinnati, loops around to Kentucky, northern Kentucky. And that road was notorious, especially around Erlanger and Norwood. Like it always happened, never failed. There'd be some kind of debris in the road, like big ladders, extendable ladders, and tools that fell off a work truck, and it was always in that, just concentrated in that 1 or 2 miles around there, and it was crazy. And I was driving a Buick Skylark 2-door, and I couldn't get over, and I saw this big metal extendable ladder in the road, and I went right over it, and ended up in the median in about 2 foot of water. I opened the driver's side door and looked down. I said, "Well, I'm not getting out. There's no way to push this." Hey, Shawnee,
Hi.
how you doing?
Oh, struggling.
Uh
Struggling.
oh. Oh no.
Just being honest.
God. Hey, I'd rather you be honest. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. What's going on?
I don't it's like everything has this awful balance of good thing happens to me, bad things right behind it, you know? I could talk for the next hour, honestly, if we
Oh,
had the
please do.
time. Oh,
Please do.
it's just like
Let me just
it's well,
put
so
my feet up.
I live in a town for everyone here. I live in a town and I live in a rental home. And I'm looking out my kitchen window and there's a truck parked in the alley and it says public safety, right? And I go, that's strange. So I see this gentleman walking through my yard with a device, videoing, cameraing, and I'm like, what? So I call my husband, he calls the sheriff. We get hello. We have them talk to us about why people were in the yard. Apparently, a neighbor called us in for having a negligent yard. So my husband calls the landlord and says, "Hey, this is what happened. We're really sorry because we don't want to get in trouble with the landlord. I don't know where to
Yeah.
live other than here." So we get a picture of the letter from the landlord because we haven't gotten our letter yet. We wouldn't know any of the information I'm about to say without having done our due diligences because I still haven't been notified in the mail. I have landscaping blocks. They're like they're this big. I have a pile of those because my kids use them to build and play and imagine with.
That's cool.
I have lumber that they use to drive monster trucks on and walk on. I have an old steering wheel from a real vehicle that they use with an old wheelbarrow body, so it doesn't have the frame or the tires or the handles, it's just the body. And
Yeah.
they create and they do beautiful things with that.
Use
I
their
have,
imagination. Yeah, it helps
it's
development.
real life
Yeah. Yeah,
object.
like I did when I was a kid.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. I have milk crates, like the sturdy plastic,
Mhm.
I think they're made out of, to store old kitchen pots and pans and spoons, spatulas for them to play with and make mud pies and cakes.
Yeah.
Okay, get where I'm going with this? All
Yeah.
of that was on the list of things I can't have in my yard. If I don't
Now,
remove them within 7 days, when they come do their inspection again, someone's going to remove them and I'm going to have to pay a fine. Are you kidding me right now? I want to know who this neighbor was. That's for sure. And the other things, because there's more. There was
yeah.
a tire. I agree. There was a tire. You can't have a tire. And there was two barrels. One had car parts in it from jobs with vehicles, and it was in the barrel, but you can't have that. So this weekend, yes, thank you, Duncan. Yes. So this weekend, we spent $90 at the transfer station getting rid of what we could, um, as far as tire and stuff in the garage. And then we took the barrels to another place because they don't take the metal stuff because you can get money for that. So that's a separate thing. And then we took all of those negligent things that I say are toys and we shoved them. There's this pallet playhouse that we built. So, like, you can see through it. It's pallets.
Hmm.
We shoved it in there and we're going to hope that that's good enough. As I asked my husband if we could put it in the garage and it didn't go over very well. Because he just wants to yell at everybody and he doesn't want our stuff in the garage because it's full of his stuff. And I said, we have to follow these rules. We have to pass this test in 7 days and then we can go back to doing whatever we want. So that was that story. So then my van's been broke down
Yeah.
and I've been borrowing a vehicle and it was very nice to have a vehicle to borrow so I can have a life still. I found out that my vehicle's done and it's back to me. Okay, it's fixed. But it's just like
Awesome.
it's so great, but like the leading up to that was like why? Why? So the really I'm going to try and make it short. The alternator went out. My husband put a new one in. He's a mechanical person. He has troubles now though since his accident. So then 4 months later alternator goes out again. Nowadays, they don't want children to learn how to use their imaginations or their own minds. I felt attacked as a homeschooler. I thought somebody's trying to take my kids away. They're trying to say that my yard isn't safe.
Yeah.
Okay, so the alternator went out again, and my husband was like, why did this happen? We took it in, and they said it was a defective one, because what they do is they take the old ones and you send them in and they rebuild them, and then that's how you get alternators these days it's a 95 G20 Chevy van. So I go, well, now I'm worried you did something wrong, husband. I second guessed him. So I took it to a shop, like a place that you pay to do that. And they did it. And they said, oh, this one was defective too. We can't find anything else that would have caused this to go bad. Right. So I told them, look at my brakes, look at fuel lines, test, blah, blah. Like, can you just look it over? And they were like, everything's great. Right. So then I told you guys about I wasn't having any acceleration all of a sudden. And so we changed the fuel filter, which needed to be done big time. It was terrible. Then I drove it and we could smell like burning electrical under the hood. So we went through distributor cap, plugs, wires, did all that. Still wasn't fixed, right? So we go, okay, let's get a fuel pressure gauge and see what the pressure is that the pump is putting out, because you can hear the pump turning on. So now we got my cousin who fixes vehicles on the side, right? Borrows the tool. It's supposed to be between 10 and 13. It's at a 7. So we're like, the pump's failing. Okay, this is an internal pump inside the gas tank. You need to take the gas tank down, go inside. And we're worried because it's a rust bucket. I live in Minnesota. We're worried like we're going to have to get a new tank and new straps to hold it back up. So he thankfully had the time to pull it out. And it turns out it wasn't the pump failing. It was this hose that was split. And when the pump pushed the gas out, it wasn't going through the lines. It was reverting back into the tank. But it's apart. So you're going to put a new pump in. That's what we did. Then he goes on a test drive and the front wheels lock up. And he's like, something's wrong with her brakes. So he looks at the back brakes and they're not working at all. Turns out somebody had taken a wrench when you are at the battery and you're on positive. And if you touch the metal, it'll electrocute. It zapped everything. And so those back brakes weren't engaging at all. You could see a hole in the line and burn. It was just like, I don't trust this shop anymore, I guess is my...
That's what you smelled. That's the electrical that you smelled, yeah.
And so now my brakes work great. He goes, thanks, Angel. I mean, there's more, but I can't say all of it online.
We could do a whole live of this. I mean, it's real life here.
The Shawnee show. No, it's like, okay.
All right,
He goes, you need to start looking for a vehicle at some point. Your motor's running really good, but there's little things here and there. You're going to have to start shopping for another vehicle at some point, right? So I get my van back and that's hunky-dory. My husband is going to be, in November, his 1-year anniversary of waking up from a coma from a car accident, and he's having a really hard time with that. And so I'm trying to like gather the strength to really help him, because that's what you do. But yeah. I'm also struggling in life deeply, and so it's just an exhausting battle of things. But I was able to go to the offsite garden and check it out. It's been so windy, so I couldn't do a video. And I have 2 things to show quickly. I'm going to do the good thing first. I finally got a big tomato.
Oh my God.
Because everything is all those cherries. I don't know what kind this is, guys, but look at it.
That is pretty.
Thank you, Duncan.
Oh my God, look at the color on it.
Oh, I know. So it's not quite ready yet. Like, it needs a little bit more time,
Yeah, but nice. Very nice.
So I wanted to grow popcorn. This is the only one I got. 1 out of like 40 stalks. No, it's laughable. Do it. Laugh it up.
Don't feel bad, because mine was much smaller. This sounds wrong. Mine was much smaller.
I don't know what happened.
Just one.
Nobody else grew with a I almost forgot the word for this, cob. And I didn't realize those wormy things eat popcorn too. I found some of those. The corn
Silkworms.
worm thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if this is like poppable. Like if it's a fully developed kernel. I haven't tried it yet. I'm so
I bet-
disappointed.
Are the really small kernels?
I don't know what
They're really small kernels.
it's like. I think this is gonna make an edible popcorn.
Oh yeah,
Like
it
one bowl.
should. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't grow it next year because the crop rotation for the field is corn next year, and it'll
Yeah.
cross. So this was
Right.
my
Yeah.
1 year. I'll have to wait a little bit. I'm worried about it crossing.
Jeez.
And so something I do when I'm stressed is I buy books. Is that normal?
No, it's
So
because when
They-
people are stressed, they tend to go towards something that makes them,
they came today, right?
obese or whatever.
Put it in a
You
paper
know.
bag and microwave it and see if it. Oh, I don't have a microwave. I'll just put it on the stove.
I don't
yeah.
have one either.
I don't have a microwave.
I
I just was
refuse.
like, man.
I know.
There's a holiday coming up in America, and it used to be called Columbus Day, which I'm not gonna get into right now, but it's also called another thing, in Indigenous People Day. So I'm gonna try, and I'm not gonna get this read before the holiday.
No, that's thick.
And then this one's even thicker. So
Oh
this
my
one's
God.
just about Lakota America. I just want
Lakota
to hear
America.
the story because growing up, I don't want to get political, but growing up, I didn't get the whole story. So then for the kids, we have
Sorry.
you're good. Water protectors is supposed to be in that realm. And then not related, but I love these books. If you have children in your life, the Money Bunny books, there's one called Spend It. This one's called Earn It. And this one's called Give It. In their world, carrots are their money, and it's just the best thing ever. I got this one that's about my magical words. So it's trying to reinforce positive self-talk in children. And then I got a big book about life cycles. So you can literally go to like ants and then look up their life cycle. You know what I mean?
Oh, cool.
That's all the books I'm going to show.
Okay.
So I'm just like, my tank is empty, guys. It's empty. I went and spent the time with my off-site garden today where all the mice problems are. And because you're a good mom. Aw. Thank you. There was laundry being done. And when your laundry's done, you take it out of the washer to put it in the dryer. Guess what was in the washing machine? Dead baby mice that had been born in the laundry during the week, because you do laundry once a week, like that was super fun to find. So we had to rewash everything, and we found the sock that they were born in. Moms are.
Oh my God. Hey, Michelle.
So
That
get
right there's a superhero.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shawnee's a superhero too.
We all are, you guys. We all
Yeah.
are. We got the spray foam out and tried to spray foam some extra holes just to try and get these to not come in, and we set more traps and cleaned up. It was a lot.
Say it was. Yeah. Damn. Oh, wow. Well, it goes back to that saying, when it rains, it pours.
Yeah. Like
And
I had
believe
good
that.
things, I had good things happen, and then
Oh,
bad
yeah.
things came, and
You
I'm
know.
just like, why?
Yeah. Why, when things are going so well, you throw a wrench in it? And yeah.
What's your weather doing forecast-wise, future? What are we talking over there? Have you checked it?
Not really. We were in the mid 80s today with decent. It was like 50% humidity most of the day. I'm just trying to relax. I put the drone up, and
Ah,
The problem was I wasn't thinking about it. I always think about this after it's in the air. Why don't I grab a chair and sit in the chair and fly the damn thing?
yeah.
But the
That's a
chair's on
one.
the other side of the room or the other side of the house.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
and
would
I
have been
was.
a good idea.
It would have been a good idea had I done it ahead of time.
Yeah.
You know, so Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, well, all the way up to Friday, mid 70s, overnight temperatures 40 to mid 40s,
Okay.
and mostly sunny. So it's
Yeah.
looking pretty decent. Yeah.
Great. Do you still have stuff in the garden?
And I have that one that I think is a pumpkin. Something yanked my damn. I think a person's doing it, to be honest with you.
What?
Something yanked my yellow squash up right out of the bucket.
So that wouldn't have been a possum, you think?
No, I
Okay.
think this was a two-legged creature.
Oh. We have.
Someone,
Oh, go ahead.
just someone being an a-hole, you know. Oops, wait, I forgot to do something. Uh,
We haven't had rain, and I think it's been 20 days, and there's no rain in the forecast for the 14-day forecast either. So I'm just trying to
oh
keep my
no.
fruit trees alive, which they look good. Um, but I worry, about the plants, of course, because I care.
Yeah,
We had 80s, and then we had 65 today, and then now Wednesday it'll be 80 again. So we're doing that game, which is great, but not great. I don't need frost right now or anything. Normally we would have had frost by now.
yeah.
So I just kind of would like some rain.
Michelle, if you'd like to come up and join us, I pinned the link to the top. But yeah, today I finally just said, okay, look, Barry, you've overdone it already. Stop. Just stop and sit down. Don't do a damn thing. And, because like I was going to go down there, I was going to start StreamYard, start the stream up, the live. And then I was going to grab my phone and add it as a guest and broadcast down there at the other house because some people have been asking about it. And I thought, well, I'll do a little tour. Well, we did a test using Messenger. We did a Messenger call. It went okay as long as I didn't leave the back room. As soon as I left that back room, it was like,
Because you're running off
welcome.
of Wi-Fi. Oh,
Yeah,
hi.
from up here.
Yes.
Hi, Michelle.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Good. Doing real good. How are you?
I am pooped out.
Know that feeling. That's what I was just saying.
I was hoping you rested today, honestly.
Oh,
Who can rest?
I wanted Barry to rest. I knew he'd been working hard.
I know what it's like to move. I know Barry's probably moved maybe the same amount of times I have, which is, I don't know, 25 times, I think.
I don't have enough hands to count.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, one too many times.
I'm jealous of hearing about gardening because I can't grow anything.
Oh,
No, we're in the city, so,
okay.
and yeah, it's taken me 2 years to try and get grass to grow in my yard, let alone anything else.
Yeah.
Have
you ever tried hydroponics?
I do have hydroponics.
Okay.
But it's expensive. I mean, Michigan. I mean, yes, we get some sun up here, but trying to do anything solar is redonkadonk because, we got the dill holes. Sorry, everybody's a dill hole today.
It's all right.
Just because my friend's channel, Joe Survival Living. If you guys did not see his latest post about the FEMA people confiscating things, that, oh my gosh, I was throwing stuff. I was so ticked off. And of course, I made a post, and Uncle Al, he's like, Michelle, you better knock it off or you're going to disappear. That I was like, I'm trying to behave, but when they think that they have the right to do anything, oh my goodness, me, even, I serve these people and they don't serve us. So I get really ticked off. So, the American people don't have any rights whatsoever.
No, unfortunately, no. But
that is totally off topic for talking about growing things, though.
But it's real and it's kind of valid about the events going on, and I think you're okay.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
That's why I have my Friday night live stream, so that we can just rant about all the bullpucky stuff going on that we have to worry about, because obviously they sent troops over to Kuwait from Tennessee when they should have stayed here to help the people in Tennessee who need things right now.
Yeah, they sent them on that Saturday. Like storm hit Friday or Thursday. Saturday they did send people. They should have canceled it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, they don't do that. They don't even think about the consequences or really anything other than themselves, in my opinion. So, but yes, hydroponics. I'm going to try, and the hard part here in this place, I have an ancient video from years ago when I first started on the YouTube, and I had a whole room dedicated that was perfect for having my hydroponic units. I used to have 12 of them going, and it was great because I didn't have to go to the store and buy lettuce or anything that I would, I sprouted seeds and all the stuff in there, and the temperature and the humidity was great in there. Here, I don't have that. I just cannot find a room because I have no heat in a couple areas of this large place that's way too large. So I had tried twice, 2 or 3 times, and I just spent lots of money on electricity and seeds and all the other things. And I think I maybe had a little spurt of a couple herbs here and there. I know it wasn't my seeds because they just don't go bad after the expiration date that they have on there, I mean, I've had seeds for years and they do just fine, but here I cannot find a place. The only one that would probably work is my daughter's bedroom. And that's not going to work because that one has, the best heat in there. So, and of course the other one is a storage room for certain things that I don't want to have it to be too warm in there. Right. I can't really say what they are, all the things. I can't say all the things, but it gets frustrating sometimes, but I'm going to try again. I did donate to some other families in need that wanted to try because they're older people who basically don't get the money that they should get when they're retired. They try to live on Social Security, and they live in a place that keeps raising rent. Like mine just went up again for the little plot of land that I have. I mean, it's just ridiculous. The prices, they keep raising everything and don't give me anything extra. So, but I donated a lot of things to people, and, I kept a few things, but I'm going to try one more time and see if I can get anything to grow. I don't know what I can do because I have no space here. My laundry room is not ideal. That's like, that's where my water heater is. And of course, my washer dryer. I do have, also I have my furnace in there. So I have no room to put hydroponics in there, and I can't really keep it controlled temperature wise or humidity wise. So I'm bummed, but I'll try.
There's got to be a way to do it.
Your growing season is ended now. I mean, for outside growing, correct? For Michigan?
Well, no, actually, cold weather things that I like to grow, usually as soon as there's no frost on the first couple inches up here in Michigan, is when I plant spinach or certain herbs and things like that, because they do better in cold weather, cooler weather. with not a lot of sun. But since I moved a street away from where we were before, I have the hardest time getting anything to grow. Even my little cherry tomato plant did not hardly get anything on it.
Okay.
So
And it gets full sun.
Your old place must have had some kind of a microclimate that was perfect, you know. Just
Yeah,
because-
it didn't get a ton of direct sunlight on it, but it did get enough for, I mean, we had tomatoes coming out of our wazoo, and I have a natural, it was already there in the ground, blackberry bush. But this year, I think there was a handful of berries on it, even though it's 5 times the size, because my best friend still lives there. So, but all his stuff grew. He had peppers, but he did not do a garden this year.
yeah.
He didn't do one.
Hmm.
And I couldn't do it myself because it's too much extra work. So,
Yeah.
so how much area do you guys garden where you're at? I don't know exactly where you are temperature wise and stuff, but
Go ahead, Shawnee.
I don't have the math so figured out
Well,
the spaces. I'm in Minnesota, and the zone was called 4B, and now it's called 5A. I have where I live now. We're ripping everything out because eventually we're
I'm
gonna.
gonna get some water.
Okay, we're renting this space, so I've ripped out the back gardens, which was like a 6 hour or less sunlight exposure. So that's all that kind of crops. The front yard was the full sun exposure. So I'm trying to get my perennials out of here. I have strawberries and raspberries and a lot of bulbs for flowers. And I always
Mhm.
grow garlic there. And then I have a cattle panel arch that has my tomatoes and beans on it. So once those are done, like 2 more weeks probably, and then everything's got to be gone just because of weather. We'll see. Usually by Halloween, it's freezing here.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, yeah, it snowed on Halloween here in Michigan last year.
It almost always does, but the weather isn't what it was when I was a girl. So we're working on that. So that's just a tiny little part of my front yard. The thing that opened up for me this year is it's a property I don't live on, but I'm trying to get my name on. We can't build on there currently, but there's things going on there. I put 2 different plots, one on the east, one on the west, for like a food forest, food island type of thing. So
Mhm.
that's where I've got 3 trees staggered, and then your berry bushes and your asparagus. And then I'm trying to grow like watermelons on the top, but that didn't go very well. Strawberries, things like that on the one island. And then the other one has 3 trees, and then all the gooseberries died.
Uh,
So that didn't work. But the pumpkins, I grew pumpkins there, and I've got comfrey, and I did ground cherries and stuff. Those all did really well. I have an annual garden that has been grown in for 30 years, and it was given to me this year. And I'm just dealing with problems with soil. And then I realized it's not full sun exposure. The heat loving crops just suffered. So I
Yeah.
actually I just prepared a new space. I don't remember the dimensions of any of these, but we put a cover crop in it, and it's in full sun. So next spring we'll terminate the cover crop and plant our heat loving things there. And that other garden I talked about is just going to be the things that can grow in 6 hours or less sun. And then we decided to start a watermelon patch past that one. So we're going to prepare that ground in the spring and put all the watermelons our heart's desire in there.
yeah. I was
I
gonna
don't
say in Minnesota that it's like a hit or miss. It's the same as Michigan because we could
Yeah.
have 80 degrees in one day, and the next day, like in the evening right now, it's getting in the 40s. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I am not turning my furnace on. I am not turning it on.
Not till November at least. Like, just get a blanket out. Yeah.
Well, last year, like I said, it was so ridiculous, the weather. I'm trying to do leaves on Halloween. The kids are freezing walking by here, going out trick or treating. I'm freezing my buns off. And I think I posted a short on it because I was like, you're from Michigan if it's snowing on Halloween,
Hmm.
because it's ridiculous. So I mean, it's just oh my gosh,
So like
that's like
if you maybe you know the number for our growing days, like it's like 150 maybe max is our technical like this is when you should be able to grow food here.
yeah, supposedly.
Yeah, right. But there's ways around that, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's really hard because here, like I said, it's I mean, the change has been I mean, it's like somebody flipped a switch because all of a sudden now, I mean, we haven't got the time change yet, and it's like dark before 8 o'clock. It seems like it's really odd this year compared to
6:45.
last year.
6:45 is when the sun goes down here right now, just today.
Oh, cheese and rice,
And it
it's
doesn't.
ridiculous.
It doesn't
Yeah,
feel
I don't know if I'm coming or going. It's like, how are you supposed to adjust yourself if you get all of a sudden it's like, it's 80 one day and you're DEFCON 5 hot flashing at my age, and then all of a sudden you're freezing all the time. I was like, what's the deal? But yeah.
the clothing options, you've really got to have it all.
Oh yeah, we got that. We got all that here.
It's how it works here.
We're gonna be wearing shorts one day, and then it's you're wearing your parka.
Right, right.
Yeah, and I feel bad for oh man, moving. I am so tired of moving. And I actually considered trying to move back to be the neighbor to my best friend. We're a street over, but there's no way I can sell this place right now. So
Okay.
but that's all right, it's okay. It'll work out. I keep saying it'll work out fine. I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you have to just tell yourself, like, what will be, like, whatever happens. Because if I get all stressed out about this, it's like a waste of my energy. Yeah.
Yes. And if you're a mom as well, then yes, it's the same thing with it too.
Yes. Yes. Moms do a lot.
Well, yeah, mine is a young adult. For those who don't know me, I mean, I know that, and I know some people know who I am and all the things, but I have a young adult that I'm her legal guardian now. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I still have to do all the things. I fight for her stuff all the time, every single month, every 6 months, every year, you name it. It's just a bunch of bull crud with the government who is supposed to be doing what they're doing, but they don't do it. It's like you have to call 5 people who never answer their phones and wait for them to get back to you and never get anything accomplished over and over again.
Well, and then the paperwork and then the phone calls and then, well, this team member and this team member and
Yeah.
it's really awful.
Yeah.
I cannot think of a better person to be a guardian than Michelle, though. I mean, she's got. I don't think I want to mess with her.
What? I'm a nice person.
I know you are. I know
unless
you are.
people are idiots and do stuff that they shouldn't do or say stuff they shouldn't say. Yeah. Well, I have like I just I haven't got it up on the computer yet because I've been doing work around here. I just did some trim around the floorboards. I just replaced trim today. I used a regular hand saw, which is a pain in the butt, but the other saw tried to cut my finger off, so I haven't used that one since. The electric one.
Oh.
So ever since that happened, I kind of do things by hand now.
we have an SOS for Shawnee. What? Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
it cut off. That looks really bad. I know. I wasn't trying to say help. It cut off of I'm trying to tell Serena what.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. Also speaking about the natural disaster and the lack of help.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Because it's Michelle, right? Yeah, Michelle doesn't have her. Why can't I think of the word for this? Face.
My face.
Yeah.
My face.
Her face showing. So Serena reads lips. And so I'm trying to tell her kind of like what Michelle is saying.
Hey,
yeah.
Does that help?
Hey.
Oh my gosh, look at this beautiful woman over here.
Honey, you need some glasses, buddy. Honey, you need glasses.
I got glasses. I choose not
See,
to
I
wear
have my
them.
readers on because I can't see anything, especially up close,
I'm
even
not
though I
gonna
got contacts in and my readers.
Oh boy.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I read lips as well for the person that read lips because I am deaf in my ear, my firing ear from being in the military, and
Yeah.
lots of bombs going off and all the other stuff around me. So, yeah, this is my crazy look that I got going on at this time of night. Yeah, and speaking of things with a daughter or being a guardian, I actually have a meeting with somebody that's coming here tomorrow. The usual bullpucky stuff. I try not to
Oh,
cuss too
God.
much, especially on shows like that are PG-13. If I was with Angry Prepper, we'd be going at it though. That'd be fun.
Hey,
But,
if it's not too many, have at it. You're an adult. Last I checked, Shawnee's an adult. I'm an adult. Yeah.
my daughter corrects me if I say certain words. So, but it
Okay.
is
Well,
her bedtime now. She is in bed, and I have. Let me see. I have. If you can see, no, can you see Paris? You can't see Paris.
yeah,
I
a
have
little
two
bit.
dogs. Okay, that
Oh,
is Ella. There's Ella. Say hi,
hi
Ella.
there.
That's Ella, and this is the old Yorkie. That's Paris
Oh,
Monet. Paris Monet. She's a
beautiful.
diva. She's the old fart lady. That's Krabby. So yeah, I have a feeling I probably won't get much sleep this evening. I had to stop doing all the things I was doing because I'm trying to keep up. Well, let me see. I just got a notification that I have just over 3,000 subscribers now. But I still, out of all this time that I've been doing all the things, I still don't have watch hours for being monetized. And
Oh, I can help you on that.
but I have done all that I can, and I was like, okay, so now I'm like killing myself even more. Well, not really killing myself, you know what I mean, but working
Yeah.
my butt off even more because um, it's like, well, you got to make sure that you get this this up there at this time and all these different things. And it's like, okay, I keep doing more videos and doing the other things, which is great and fine and dandy, but it's like I have to try and schedule it in. It's like I only have so many hours in the day, you
Yeah.
know.
Right.
But and the only reason I want it to be monetized somewhat is, I mean, even before when I had to take the break after the end of last year, when I was doing all my live streams and all the things, and I gave away tons of things to people because I like to do that. I can't do that stuff anymore because everything has increased in cost. You know, I just changed my truck insurance to a different company, my homeowner's insurance to a different company. Plus, I had to deal with all the stuff with my house because I had $50,000 worth of damage in this place. When the
Yeah.
roof decided to leak, I had somebody that was working on when they were replacing my roof, which is 1,900 square foot place, which is a lot. And someone fell through because the wood was so rotten. So I had an extra expense that luckily I've learned how to fix things myself. I replaced
Behave
the
yourself, fly boy.
hey, howdy,
Hey,
how's it
guys.
going?
No talking
Good,
about
good.
no talking about syphilis or eating people.
What? Why not?
It's my favorite hobby, man. Cannibalism can be contagious. Let's spread the word,
Oh
Sure.
hell no! I ain't eating no flesh.
Well, Michelle, you had the right strategy though. That's what people need to look at is, well, is there a better insurance policy or vehicle to
Right.
kind of cut a cost down, a phone
Yeah.
plan, all that kind of stuff.
I did share that in one of the newer videos when I really started getting back on here again because I had to take a long break from all the stuff. But I told people, I said, take care of expenses that you can control now so that you have more money to put into preparing for things that you don't have or that you really need to have.
Yeah.
I think I'd save like $1,000 every 6 months. And that was just on my truck insurance. But I have it's a paid off vehicle. I don't have car payments. I don't go into debt for things. The only thing I'm in debt for is this crap hole that I live in.
Yeah.
You know.
Hi, Shawnee, trying to ignore me. Yeah.
I didn't ignore you. I said Bob somewhere.
Don't talk to him.
You mean like this? I said Bob. Hello there, buddy.
I did one of these. I did just do this to everybody.
Michelle. I'm Michelle.
Yeah, I'm usually well. It's not as late as your usual other lives that you do because there was a time frame where I think I would go like 2 to 3 days without sleep because I was working on this place. It was so exhausting, and so that's when I used to catch those really really late early morning live streams with y'all.
I'm trying to do. I can't seem to get Wednesday in my head, and Wednesday is the day that I want to do a daytime live on top of this live, and for some reason I just cannot get it in my cranium. Wednesday comes around and I'm like, what am I going to do today?
Well, you
were
have
gonna do a live, and I figure it out the next day. It's Thursday, and I go, why didn't I have a live yesterday?
You put an alarm on
Okay.
your phone for Wednesday, and then you'll know, hey, it's 1 o'clock. I don't know what time you want to do your on the alarm clock. You can pick which days it goes
I
on.
fixed my head.
That's complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Create a new one and do one
Yeah.
that's not every day. Do one that's just Wednesday.
Yeah, I even forgot that I didn't schedule my next Friday live, and it's already going to be Monday. I was like, oopsie, I forgot. So
Oh, I was going to ask how many hours are you away from getting your goal? Do
Oh.
you know?
it's like it takes forever. I mean, it used to only be 3,000 watch hours, but now they've changed it to 4,000 watch hours.
Yes.
But I mean, I've been making myself to have to do all these. It's pretty much a daily task. I have to go through and do X, Y, and Z, all the stuff. And I'm like, you better not have nothing bad on that phone that you're showing. What are you just showing?
No.
Is that a butt photo? Is that a butt photo you got on there?
Yeah.
Really?
That's
Cool, dude.
You could make some money off of that. Give me some watch hours.
Hurry up,
Send
give me
that
your phone
video.
number so I can butt dial you with the butt picture.
I'll put that on my channel. Maybe I'll get some watch hours.
Right?
I hear that all the time from creators, the struggle of getting those hours. Once they're there, you don't have to keep up with it essentially, but to get to that point
Well, you would think, I mean, it's been, gosh, this is the 3rd year, I think, that I've been on here. But I mean, everybody is terrible in the beginning. When you start trying to do stuff, you just suck. You don't know what you're doing at all.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've gotten more but I'm not all fangle dangle and, I'm not going to get all fancy schmancy stuff just because I have nothing else in the world to do, because obviously I do. I mean, I just can't do it. I don't have like another spouse to like pay the bills for me or something, I got other things to do, but I think, gosh, I mean, it has taken me, it's been since I really came back on hardcore again this year, as I call it hardcore, because it means it takes 3/4 of my day to do the research, see what's working, do all the analytic crud and all the blah, blah stuff. What time of day am I supposed to put it up there? I have a good video. I put it up at the wrong time of day and it flops.
Mm-hmm.
And if I repost that video at the right time of day, even though it's already been on there, then all of a sudden it's like, wham, you got thousands of people watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It makes 0 sense to me now. But I think I still have, gosh, like I can't even math right now. I'm trying to math. Okay. 4,000 minus 1,500, whatever that is. So I still got a long way to go with that. But
Serena,
I'm trying to make.
Serena asked me a question in the side chat. What kind of work do I do? It may look like I'm a doctor, but I'm not. I'm actually a cannibal. So yeah.
Your answer is 2,500, Michelle.
Okay. Thank you for the mathing for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't care about, I mean, I was a combat medic. I worked in medical my whole life pretty much as well. So, but I don't eat people. Well, I might if I had to.
Yeah.
Part of my preparedness plan,
Hey, everybody's got their thing. Unless you're trying to eat my dog or something, unless it's one that I don't really like the best. Then
Well,
maybe
see, I wasn't going to admit anything, publicly.
You have foot photos, don't you? No,
Right.
I'm kidding.
There you go.
Really?
So, yeah, Fritos, Fritos.
No. You're selling photos of your feet, and
Wow.
that's a real thing. Isn't that what some weird things on the TV shows that they used to have or something?
That is weird.
Yeah, well, I guess everybody's got their things, but I am not doing that.
No.
I am not doing that at all. Nope.
I'm just a little emotionally crippled right now because Shawnee hates me and she won't confess it to me. You know, I'm a little crippled. I'm just
You
hard
keep-
to handle.
You keep talking like that, you're going to get your wish. She's going to admit it right to your face right here on this
That's
live.
okay. I'm used to it.
The hard part being on my cell phone on this thing is I can't see the comments that people are making and stuff or whatever. Well, at least I'm not talking to myself. That's why I can't stand that. With the Friday things, it's like I can't watch the thing on the side, all the comments and stuff, and blab like I usually do. I'm a blabber. So that's what I was like, I need to have people on my channel with me because I don't like doing them by myself that much. So
I find it hard to sit there and monologue. I just can't,
I just rant. I'm just like spewing info out there.
Yeah.
That's why I have a couple moderators that take care of some people that
Yeah.
do dingleberry things or something.
I like to see what kind of topics come up. I got a wide variety of international people that come up on my panel and leave comments, etc. I like to see what comes up, what's on people's minds.
Yeah, the psychology background in me
Oh.
doesn't want to know all the things on their minds. Yeah, that's interesting
Yeah.
there.
My philosophy is, Facebook has ruined a lot of people, and they made people believe that they had to share every aspect of their life. That's just not true. You don't have to share the last time you went to the bathroom and what it looked like. Just stop it already, right?
I never thought of that.
Just-
You got
Oh
any pictures?
goodness.
You got any pictures?
What is that picture of?
So this is where I'm moving to. Yes, the porch is going to need work, but the rest of the place is in really good shape. So you can see the corner edge of the old place, it should just be bulldozed. So that's that brown brown piece of turd up there on the hill behind it. That should be, bulldozed after I move out.
Me being on my cell phone, I can't. Well, I mean, it's a very small picture, so I'm blind as a bat anyway. But yeah, well, my place. I mean, oh my goodness. I mean, there's some people. Sometimes when they walk by, if I'm always working in the yard doing stuff or whatever, and people will walk by and they'll be like, "Oh, you've done a really good job on that place," because they know when I first bought that place, it was such, it was a nightmare, literally a nightmare. And it's like, yeah, I'm sure. I said sorry if you were any of the people walking by when I was swearing and throwing out, thousands of pounds of wood flooring with cockroaches and all this other stuff when I was gutting the place.
Yeah.
And then having to put a roof on it when I wasn't expecting to have to put a new roof on, in less than a year of owning it. And that was another $50,000. So, yeah. Yeah. $100,000 for a place that I paid, $50,000 for. So, and it's a mobile home. It's a mobile home.
You said you were a combat medic. Which branch of the service were you in?
Army. I was an Army combat medic for 8 years, from 88 to 96. And
Air Force from 84 to 88.
Yeah, everybody wanted to recruit me when they were doing recruiting when I was 17 at that point in time. I wanted to join the Marines, but they don't have, what's that?
Huh?
I was going to say, well, because I'm the only female that in my family that was in the military, and both my brothers, neither of them made it in the military at all. One didn't make it through basic training, and the other one, he didn't make it through AIT. So I'm the only one, and I served the longest. And so, but I wanted to be medical for the Marines because that is my level of passion for doing that thing, So
What do you mean, like a Navy corpsman? Is that what you mean?
Welcome,
Kentucky
Kentucky
Goblin.
Goblin.
Hello.
if I was gonna really go hardcore, I mean, if I was that age again, I would have been a SEAL. But I'm afraid of water. Well, I don't like water that much. I don't swim that well. I'm 2 feet tall.
You're not
So,
quite that short. Come on.
well,
Now.
okay, I'm getting closer and closer every year to being that,
Oh,
to being 2
well,
feet tall.
I mean, it's true. As we age, we get a little shorter. But
I used to be 5'2" and a half, and now I
Holy
might be 5'2", maybe, if I'm lucky.
Wow.
just shaved a half off. I mean, it's uneven anyway. So now you're
I
even.
know.
you
Well,
know?
it depends on what you're talking about. If you want to shave off that or not, it's like, yeah,
Oh,
maybe.
okay.
If it's a man, maybe it's a different story than women. I don't know.
I think my wife is about 5 foot tall and heels.
Just
little
take a little
tiny
off
thing.
the top. It's safe.
Hey, us little women, we're the ones to watch out for,
That's
because
right.
we will be up and down your
Yep,
backside in
Uh-huh.
5 seconds.
They'll
Yeah.
climb your tree now.
Them
Small
little
but
women,
mighty.
Them little women, you gotta watch out for because you liable to step on one of them.
Mhm.
Oh no, we'll trip you first, and then we'll kick your butt.
Step on them like a little. What's that underneath my foot?
Yeah, well, we'll kick your pants, and you won't even know what hit you.
I just a small person.
Yeah.
Barry knows my personality for sure.
I do. Yes, I
He's
do.
been around me long enough.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really scare very many people. Some people I
No.
do.
No, you certainly don't scare me. But because I know I'm not going to piss you off. If it's everything in my power, I'm not going to piss Michelle off. You know, and that's my buddy right there. So no,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my brothers, oh man. I learned how not to do things from my 2 older brothers that I lived with,
Well,
because I mean, the oldest one, well, he's been dead for a while now because he lived his life like whatever he did.
Mhm.
And my other one, oh, I tell you, we're 5 years apart, and I was like, brother, he looks really rough. He just works so hard, and I mean, he's turning. Let me see. I'm in the early 50s. He's 5 years old. He's going to be 59 the end of this month, and he looks like he's 70. That is how worn he has been in the last 5 years. But that's, I mean, he's just people. I don't know. People just work their buns off, and they just. I feel bad because his health is not doing well because he's working so hard. My sister-in-law can't work anywhere. She's been denied 3 times, and that was the final time. She has to wait 2 years to apply again for disability because she had something happen with her work, and it made her very ill. She worked in some kind of a chemical plant, and they denied her 3 times in the court. So that's ridiculous. I mean, she can't be around any certain things. She has to cook everything from scratch herself. It's insane. Whatever happened to her, and that should never be the case. If you work for a chemical plant and you get, toxicity and you have medical health problems that you could die from, they should cover whatever you need. But
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
they want to keep their millions of dollars. They don't give a rat's butt.
Yeah, I got cancer from being an aircraft mechanic my whole life, and all the petroleum exposure, hydraulic
Oh.
systems and stuff like that. Yeah, I got cancer
Yep.
from that.
Well, that happened to me. I got cancer after I was in basic training because I was at Fort McClellan in Alabama, and that was a chemical battalion that no longer exists. It's like Camp
Hmm.
Lejeune.
Let me answer
And
this question real quick. I'm sorry. I don't mean
Yeah.
to cut you off, but let me answer Serena because she's having to
Oh, sure.
relive. Serena, Bob is retired from Boeing, and
Yes.
he was in the Air Force as well. So
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to ignore you, but I do like to let people finish what they're saying before I cut them off, which I just kind of went against that, didn't I?
You
I
can cut us off
myself
anytime you want. It's your channel.
but- but
I'll forgive you,
well, I
Barry.
try not. Okay, but I try not to do it very often because it screws the flow up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
I can go
But-
with just about any flow, so I'm fine.
All I can say is quit being such a baby about the whole thing. That's how I see it. I just,
Yeah, I mean, I think there's so many people in the military as well that I have, we've all gotten something. I was very, very young, and my daughter that exists should not have existed. I was told I could never have children. And surprisingly, instead of when I was married in my 20s before they, and of course I didn't have a kid then. No, it's like I was in my 30s and it's like, hey, surprise, here you go. And it's like, what?
They know what
So,
causes that.
yeah, stay away from men.
Oh, bye. Oh.
I can tell you, I can scare away pretty much any man in like 0.5 seconds because
Yeah,
I grew up with all men. My mom was like a dude, and I worked with all men in the military for the most part, and the women I worked with are the same as me. So we kicked ass as much as the guys did. And actually, we probably beat him up more than than anybody else too. But
I had a lot of respect for the female airmen I served with. Man, they were solid. They were,
you got to be. You got to be.
Yeah, you do. You can't be a little Miss Priss and make it. You won't. You won't make it. Mm-hmm.
I just spit on my phone a little bit. Sorry.
Oh,
I've never. I mean, I can dress up a little bit and look,
Wait.
like I'm a woman or whatever.
Michelle, please. Okay, so far you've mentioned about butt pictures, foot pictures, and now you're spit on your phone. You got an email by chance? Maybe we can.
I don't want your dirty videos sent to me, but no.
And I'm not giving it to you, Bob.
Yeah, you need to get one of those paid sites or whatever they have, that weirdo stuff. I mean, I'm sure that's popular.
I can get paid for being a weirdo. Jeez,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You sell pictures of your feet. There's freaks out there. It is weirdos.
That whole foot thing, I don't get it. I don't.
Yeah. Mm-mm. I've seen worse things than people's feet, though. I'm gonna tell you that. I've had to treat worse stuff than feet. So, yeah. The adventures of the ER in the military. You don't ever want to have to be there.
Oh, I've heard stories. Oh,
well, I saw the stories.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He heard the stories, but you lived them.
You never eat before you have a shift on the weekends at nighttime in the military. Never ever, because there's stuff that you lose your cookies. No. Yeah, that is cray.
Serena Norell, are you Filipina? It sounds like a Filipina name. I don't know. I've never seen that person before.
I think she's East German.
East German? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One of those female bodybuilders, just armpit hair and swims really fast and shit in the Olympics.
Don't even get me started on that.
What? Hairy armpits?
That was a disturbing.
The dudes that, or whatever they are, the things that he was a he, she, or whatever, who's going to punch a little tiny 12-year-old girl in the face in the Olympic crap or whatever. Yeah. If I could have went through the TV and beat the shit out of that person, I would have. Yeah. And whoever allows all this, I can't handle this crap. I ain't doing no pronoun shit. Sorry.
I normally watch the Olympics religiously. I love the Olympics, but this one, none. You didn't get my participation whatsoever. No.
A woman. I don't care what your parts are. When you come out the womb with the parts, that's what you were born with. Yes, if you want to do anything other than that, that's fine. But you ain't gonna be playing in the Olympics with my kid.
Yeah.
Because this mama kick your ass. That's what I say.
It's called.
You certainly won't be in the changing room with them either.
Oh, sweet
No,
baby Jesus, no. Oh Lord, I apologize in advance. Sorry about that, but I'd kick somebody in the ass. Oh,
Mhm.
Okay.
mm-mm. Nope. Yeah. Yeah. See, now my blood
Yeah.
pressure is a little high.
All right.
Everyone needs to take a breath in.
See, I do that to people. Barry, what
Is
am
this
I doing
this is
wrong?
This is Lama's class for being pissed off when you're talking about stupid crap on here.
Oh,
Yeah, breathing. Yes, the breathing
aim at it,
exercises.
direct it towards me. I'm the straight white male. I am the doer of all wrong. So
You're
just,
gonna
I got
take it
gloss
all.
over it. I'm
You're,
gonna
you're
take it all.
a
I'll take it
straight
all.
white male. Well, I'm a straight
Yeah.
white woman, so and I was
Yeah.
born this way, just like the song, "Baby, I was born this way." Whatever that one is. Yeah,
Yeah.
whoever sang it. Lady Gaga. Dang it.
Goo goo gaga. Yeah.
Who used to who claims that they claim that she wasn't really a woman as well one day. I remember that. That used to be a controversy back in the day.
Now
I mean,
I feel it's a requirement. Actually, I'll share a little secret with you. Well, it's not really a secret, Michelle. We're going overseas. We're going overseas real soon, and for me to fit in Seattle, I'm going to go to Thailand to get all my man junk cut off, and
Oh,
then
no.
have-
There it goes. We're in the ditch. We're in the damn ditch.
and so
He's
I
not
can
even
fit
up here
in.
10 minutes.
I can have a coming out party, and I'll put everything into little pickle jars and stuff like that.
I don't. A little pickle jar. I don't need to see
Yeah.
a pickle in a little
Yeah.
pickle jar.
A
Okay.
baby food jar.
I was
That will
thinking the
do
same thing, Michelle. I was like, little pickle jar?
it. A baby
A
food
little
jar.
jar. A little jar.
Little
They
Gerber
call
jar.
those
Yeah.
specimen samples.
What are those little tiny pickles called? Those little
Okay,
ones?
goddamn it, we're gonna use a petri dish. Okay, that's all I got. All right.
Petri dish.
Baby-
Yeah, there you go.
baby
That's more
chicken or
accurate.
something like that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Now we are gonna go to
Oh,
Southeast
goodness.
Asia pretty soon, but I'm just joking about the Thailand surgery thing. I ain't doing that shit, man. But
All you got to do is you can find anybody anywhere to do this stuff nowadays.
just about, yeah.
Well,
It used to be Japan and Thailand specialized in that stuff, and I think it's all over
Why?
the place.
I mean, they're the ones that want to control the number of population that they have in their countries, and why would they want to be changing men to women and women to men?
Make
Yeah.
money.
Oh, that's right. I forgot they're all about money. I forgot
Yeah.
they own half of our country.
Mhm.
Half the land, half the farms.
No, I said Japan, not China. Japan
Oh.
and Thailand.
Sorry, I guess
yeah.
I got them confused because they all sounded about the same a little bit.
Yeah, that's
A little bit.
let them have it. They can pay the land taxes and build new roads.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, they'll probably make some concentration camps out of them. That's where we're gonna end up going.
Yay! Hooray!
Yeah. Hear about the cucumber?
I saw that. So I take it Barry, you guys in Kentucky didn't get a lot of rain and damage over there? Or?
We got a lot of rain. We had,
Okay.
day and night for a whole freaking week. And I'm including a weekend nonstop. You look out the window and it's misting, but you can't see the mist. You're like, oh, hallelujah. I go out and check my garden. You go out there, it's like pouring freaking rain.
Yeah.
This was not normal. I don't care what anybody says. This hurricane was not normal. Now when it goes up, it goes through Kentucky.
I've never seen it do that either.
Illinois and Indiana and turns around on itself.
And it just so happens that those are red states, aren't they?
I should read that thing that there's a meteorologist that tried to explain the reasoning. It was like a 4-point reasoning on why this system did that. Because I know I'm hearing you guys. I'm hearing you. And I'm gonna see if I can look for it quick.
Yeah, those are and they're delaying repairs on the roads, etc. I'm looking into this stuff, not the mainstream media stuff, individual private videos. And just so happens what's coming up here soon? And those are red states? Could be the elections coming up soon.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like we need
Oh,
to have
that's
people
bullshit.
pick people up and drive them to, because now there's nowhere to,
All right.
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, but I heard something from my wife.
all
She
right,
was,
Shell. You have enjoy your dinner. Thanks for stopping in.
yeah, the wife said that the FEMA or somebody, Department of Homeland Security, was stopping Elon Musk from setting up his Star internet system. He was gonna set it up for people for free, just use it for communications. But I guess somebody in the government said no, no, no.
Of course, because they could tax it.
Yep.
It more than likely paid the FCC off, and the FCC has control over that type of thing. So they probably said no.
Yeah.
Elon, sorry, your Starlink's not gonna.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. Well, we were talking about feet and butts or something like that. What weren't we?
Only temporarily.
Oh,
So
okay.
the
Oh,
four reasons
let's not get off the subject. This
was
is on the feet and butts. Yeah,
predecessor rain event was number 1, and then it tells a little bit about it. Number 2 was a fast-moving major hurricane, which yes, we can agree on that.
we're changing the
Number-
subject to talk about feet and
Number
butts.
3, Randall, was orographic lift. And then number 4 was a record warm Gulf of Mexico climate change. And then it gives
Spell it.
like details.
Spell it out for us.
So
I
it's
knew
like-
that climate change would have to be in there
it
somewhere.
had to be in there, you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Spell it out for us, little people. They don't understand.
Okay,
Was Barry gonna say
there's
something?
5,000 miles between Kentucky and the Gulf.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. I'm not, the most educated meteorologist, and I can't even call myself a meteorologist, but I know enough about the weather to know that it doesn't work that damn way.
Mhm. Usually these things dissipate shortly after landfall.
So does
And they
the
don't
fart.
wear in on themselves that far up north.
Yeah, but
That's
they
all I'm getting
just
at.
went right through all these Donald Trump supporting states and destroyed them, cut the power, everything. And Well,
I just want to know when the bullshit's going to stop. Where are they going to stop feeding us bullshit?
Never.
'Cause I'm not a mushroom. Okay. I
Yeah.
don't need to be set in the dark and fed bullshit.
That's
Don't-
I'd use that line a lot too.
Stop lying to Americans because we're a lot smarter than what you think we are.
yeah.
Well, there's a lot more dumb ones coming in the world than there is our age range that have been through the real stuff. We didn't grow up with all this stuff that they have now. Or, hey, you're 5 years old. Do you want to change into a boy or a girl? It's like,
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that lovely? Mhm.
I didn't get that joke. I'm sorry.
I think it's a Southern joke, and Yankees don't get it.
Well, no, I read it and I didn't think it was
Oh,
sorry, but I didn't think it was appropriate. But anyway.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Carol, I decided to just go ahead and do the live, but I didn't want to do the part where I take you guys down to the new place because that means I have to come back up the hill. I'm in a lot of pain and I didn't want to deal with adding more pain on
be
top of
there
it.
another day.
So, yeah, we'll do it a different way.
Yeah. Well, if y'all have nothing else to do, if you got all your stuff set up for Friday, this coming up week, since I don't have my live stream thing up on my page yet, which I got to do before I go to sleep tonight, hopefully if I sleep, then come on over and hang out with her. But hopefully I don't have any more troublemakers on this one this time.
Michelle, can you type something in the side chat and I'll sub to your channel? I'll take a look.
I didn't hear what.
This
huh?
is he wants you to share your channel link, but I think I can grab it real quick or
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how to share it on here. I don't know how to do that stuff, but I think somebody put it out in there in the very beginning. when I joined in. I think somebody put something on there, but I don't know for sure. But
It's
Barry
probably
knows
my
where
awesome assistant over here.
yeah, I was gonna
My
say it's
awesome
not me.
assistant,
It
Shawnee.
should be in there now. Yeah.
Shawnee, thank
Yeah,
you,
there it is.
Shawnee.
Yeah.
Okay, Michelle.
I can't
Go
believe you're not
Michelle.
sucking Michelle. What's wrong with you, Bob?
Hmm? Yeah, I wasn't aware of your existence, Michelle, but today
Well, I
is a
try
new
to
discovery.
keep weirdos away.
Well, that's what
Oh, I like you.
sharing that out.
Burn,
Thank you,
You're
Shawnee,
burn.
you're so naughty, Michelle. I like
thank you, Shawnee, for contributing
All
to the delinquency of a pervert.
Yeah, well, that's the difference. On my mods on my channel, they will ixnay people with inappropriateness because I try to keep things, not. I'd like to have an angry prepper live stream, but I don't because I
Oh my
get more wound up than anything from that. So I just like to talk about the facts and things and whatever topics and stuff. And
Mhm. There you go. I left you a
So-
comment too. Michelle.
What's that?
I left you a comment, Michelle. I
Oh.
subscribed, left you a comment.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm kind of a pervert or a sicko or whatever, sort of, but at least
Well,
I don't hide
everybody
it.
is. Everybody is in their own way.
I don't hide it. Yeah.
Well, they'll be hiding you if they find you on my channel. They'll be like,
Really?
they'll ixnay you. Yeah,
Who
we
will?
keep it.
Who-
We keep it. I mean,
you will or they? Who's they?
well, I have moderators for my live streams, obviously. So, and I do have my channel set to, skim out things that are inappropriate. So,
Mhm.
And
So-
her mods like me, so
but yeah, they didn't. Yeah, the one person they didn't really like what was going on, but I could not pay attention to what was going on the side when I was talking about how you can survive when the poop hits the fan, on my convo. And I got somebody who's, well, like I said, I had people doing all the things, trying to.
Well, take a look at my channel, Michelle. I've been doing this stuff for a very, very long time. A long time.
Michelle has
As long
too.
as you-
I mean, not to discredit you or anything. I'm just saying Michelle has.
Well,
Dude,
I
as well.
attempted doing it for a while, and then I had to take a break because it was more of a hobby of something to do. But now
Hey,
it's
Garrett.
more. I try to do things a little more professional-ish.
That's all it is to me. I could care less about monetization.
Yeah, this mama's broke dealing with this house.
You
And-
won't get rich doing that.
Well, no, that's for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't pay very much. I've been monetized for a long time and it doesn't pay very much. Most of my videos are not even monetized.
Well, mine, I mean, they have ads running through 90% of mine now,
Mhm.
but it's like, I don't get money for that. It's like, okay, you're doing your trial runs on my channel,
Mhm.
but if I can't get your X, Y, and Z requirements, then I don't get any of that money, but you're making money off of me.
Yeah, correct.
I have been sponsored by other, other companies that have contacted. I've done stuff like that, and I'm not a monetized person, and but I do things, and I've made some money here and there, but it's not from YouTube per se.
Mhm.
It's doing things with other companies. So
I get it.
yeah, do what you do.
Yeah.
I got to get my butt going though, but
Yeah,
it was nice to hang out with y'all.
take a look.
Excuse me.
Aw,
Yeah, I have
Okay.
usually Sunday night, sometimes another one during the week whenever I'm in the mood. But yeah, unrestrained on my channel. On my life, unrestrained. Any topic is gold. I don't care what it is. We'll talk about it. But
Well-
if you insult anyone on the panel, you're out. I won't give you no second chance. It's gone. Just watch it like a fly. Because I won't. Anyone can talk about anything on my lives except for insulting other people. No, not going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Well, darn, I can't go then.
I don't have to tell you what I cracked open over here, Shawnee.
I got a half.
I'm reading the side chat over here. I'm reading
half
it.
Japanese, half white lady. She's my
I don't
ninja.
have to tell you.
Good to meet you, Michelle.
It was nice to see you guys.
Peace.
Yeah.
All right, you guys take care, and I will send you the link for the live, and I'll hopefully get it on my channel by tomorrow because it is a couple days
Right.
away from that. So, all right,
Yeah.
y'all have a good night. Take
All right,
care.
love you.
Stay
Have a good
safe,
night.
and
God bless.
don't do too much work. Don't hurt yourself
No, I'm not going
with
to.
all that moving crapola.
Yeah.
All righty. Take care,
Right.
y'all.
Bye-bye.
Toodles. Bye.
Oh,
Yeah,
just
I think
makes
I
my
hope she
day
does.
to see her.
I hope she does check out my channel because I am a maniac on live to an extent, but I take
Yeah,
preparedness very seriously.
You're
I
on
really
chain,
do.
dude. Well, I tell you.
Mhm. What's that?
I said, oh God, you're right off the chain, dude. You're a maniac.
Yeah, I am.
Maniac,
Maniac,
maniac.
but I don't hide it. Boom, someone connected.
Did you talk about your weather, Bob? What's going on in your weather?
We are definitely at the end of summer.
Okay.
It's getting soggy and the
What she said.
temperature's down quite a bit, but nothing real drastic. Nothing real
Okay.
drastic. I've taken all my flowers and poured out the pots and all that.
Yeah.
Put all the pots away in the garden shed, and basically my backyard is pretty much empty because we're going to be overseas all the next month, and
Yep.
because here the storms that we get here in the Northwest are usually winter gales that blow in off the Pacific with high winds, and everything is stowed away, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, weather's not bad, but yeah,
Okay.
I got a space heater running here in the garage right now.
You do.
Yeah,
Is it you're not freezing at night yet?
not yet,
Okay.
not yet.
Dude, I have the AC running right now.
Well, yeah,
I
you said
hate
it was
you.
80 there today.
I hate you.
A lot
Oh,
of people
boy.
do, Bob.
Ooh. We've been
We
trying.
can't have you all Yankees ain't got the good weather we do.
Oh, that's okay. We'll get used to it.
We've been spending. Sorry. Go ahead, Randall.
Shots
No,
fired.
my opinions are not important. You go ahead.
What did he say? What?
My opinions are not important. Go
Yes,
ahead.
they are. They are valid. I will
Take
wait.
them headphones. If you can't hear me, take them headphones off.
No, they hurt. They hurt. I'm trying to not be in pain. They
I
don't.
don't
They
doubt
don't
that a
feel good
bit.
on my. And I can't put you on the loud normal thing because I live with people. So this is what I have to do to
These do the
socialize
same
with
thing.
people. I
These
hate
do
these.
the same thing. They hurt my ears,
I don't
and
like
they're hot.
Yeah.
Like 5
You know what
minutes.
this
you're
is?
sweating.
You know what
Your
you
little
know what that
tiny
is?
violin. And you're
Exactly.
playing it
And
just
I'm-
for
I'm out.
me. I'm gonna put it right here. Okay, so for October, it's go time. Okay, it's get your winter checklist done in my land. It's where's your shovels, where's your salts,
Yep.
your gravels.
Yep.
We just got a new snowblower that's going to be easier for my husband to use because his body is wrecked from the accident he had. We just bought a generator, and I'm
What'd
really
you do to him?
excited.
Right on.
So
Good
we're
job.
gonna
Good
get it
job.
open and run it and figure out how to use it. We got a dual fuel Champion 4300 watt or something. Because I have freezers full of meat, and yes, I could take the meat out and put it in a cooler and put it outside in the winter if we lost power because it's cold outside in the winter. Or hear me out, I could plug
Yeah.
it into a generator.
Yeah.
You know? And I've got kids, and we want to have a light source and maybe plug in a little heater. I do have the heaters where you use those green tanks.
I
those,
like it.
what is that
Dark.
tank? Propane, whatever
A
those.
buddy heater.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
one of those, and I did order a solar. What are those called? Battery power
Generator?
bank thing. It's a generator. Yeah, I
Yeah.
ordered one on sale, but it's not going to be here till the end of the month. Because you can run that in your house. You know.
Yeah.
I did. I bought.
I'm gonna have a live shortly after this, but
Are
these
those
are
the
about
ones on sale?
yeah, these are on from Amazon. They're
Yes.
solar and they're about $20 a pop.
It's in my shopping cart right now.
They work.
Is it
They
good?
work.
Okay.
I've got one on the first floor, one on the second floor, and I'm taking some of these overseas and going to leave them over there. But they work.
I was looking at that exact one.
I tested them out, and I put it in our family room, turned off all the lights, and turned it on, and it lit up the whole room.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that's like a third way of getting light is these solars, you know.
So my
candles,
solar
lanterns,
generator,
all
before people talk to be out of it, and I'm so glad that they did. You know, I was going to do part of the live down there.
that. Mhm.
So my solar generator is down there at the other house, and I tested it with a couple of those clamp lights. You know, the clamp on lights,
Uh-huh.
and it lit it up pretty nice in there. So it's they're really nice to have, and I could have done my live down there, but I didn't want to add more pain on top of pain, so
You're gonna have so many lives down there.
I
We
know.
gotta cherish these lives here.
Yeah,
now.
I know.
And he's got the rest of his life.
This is the last. This is the last one up here.
Is this the we're announcing this is the last
This will
one?
be the last one up here.
Oh my goodness.
And I talked to get this, Randall. I talked to the landlord today.
Uh-oh.
How's it going, Barry? Are you all moved already?
Mhm.
And you can hear door in the background. I
What's that mean?
don't know.
Is that a Kentucky?
I'm like, I don't know what the hell she's saying, so I'm
Ooh.
not going to ask. And he's
Yeah.
like,
better
did you
not.
get all moved and all this stuff? And I said, but I said, look, Donnie, it's going to take me a while. I said, I had to take the truck back today. I'm in like 5 kinds of pain. And I said, I'll get it done, but it's going to take me a while. You got to realize I'm moving a family of 7. Well, I'm just counting the kids.
Mhm.
Well, I have 6 kids, but if you think about it, it's like 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 people that we were moving. Hey, it's Duncan, 1900 Homestead.
Oh,
Welcome.
hi.
Hello, Duncan.
That's one of my favorite people right there too.
Shawnee, I'm off the chain on these lives and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
I on my channel I give honest a look at different things that I like those lights I just showed you.
Yeah, you're the one that told me about the Red Cross lights that you plug into the wall. I
Yes.
bought those.
Yeah,
So I
take a look
trust
at my
your
channel.
opinion.
I've got
Yep.
good stuff on there,
Whatever else you want to review, I'll be watching.
Okay.
Okay, I got a little story to tell.
Uh-oh. I didn't do it. I swear to God I didn't do it.
I bet he
Okay, go
did.
ahead.
No, but I bet that idiot we got leading this country did, because he does everything bad, okay? But nonetheless, before he made a speech when he went to a certain area after a certain type of storm and told them that, these things are only going to get worse because, yes, our government is feeding these storms and they're only going to increase it. But that's not what I was going to tell.
Oh. Okay. Whew, I dodged
What I was
that bullet.
what I was gonna say is, where we used to live at, we had a lot of problems with electric going out, mainly thanks to squirrels. But at any rate, our electric went out twice in 1 year for over a week each time. Once it was in the hottest part of summer. It was 110 degrees outside, and our freezers were sitting under the carport outside. Okay. The first thing we done was went and gathered as much cardboard as we could and wrapped that freezer in cardboard.
Okay.
Okay. Then we put quilts and rugs. I didn't have any at the time, but another good option is moving blankets, which you can get really cheap if you have a Harbor Freight nearby.
Yeah.
Okay. But we covered them freezers. And when the electric came back on a little over a week later, and we opened that freezer, everything in it was solid as a rock yet. It was still frozen solid.
Right on.
Good.
Good tip.
Yes, it is.
Good.
So another tip. The same year we had another power outage because of an ice storm in the dead of winter. We didn't have wood stoves in that house like I do here. Here, I don't worry about it because I have 3 wood stoves going around the clock. But there, I didn't have that. We had a gas furnace, but as you know, the blower can't kick on one of those if you don't have electric.
Mhm.
So, but what I did have was a chimney in the backyard. I brought that dude in, and
What?
on the grate, a chimney. It's like a portable patio fireplace.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I brought it in the house, and on top of the grate that's in the bottom of it that you would normally put your wood on to burn outside, I put a plate on it and I lined that thing with candles. We were out of electric for over a week in a massive ice storm, and the coldest it got in that house was one night it got down to 68.
Good enough.
Hey, it works.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with ice storms here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you are.
Uh,
Yeah.
they've actually started to bury power lines and just run them underground.
Mhm.
Like out at my offsite garden, that's what they did. And we're trying to get the electrician to come bury from the pole to the shop, but he's got other things he needs to do, and I'm about ready to,
Mm.
anyways, we should start burying power lines more if you live
Mhm.
in a place with the snow and ice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
where we
all
used to live, ours was underground from the pole to the house, but it's not
Okay.
here.
Okay.
yeah, all the new construction here in the Pacific Northwest is required to be underground.
Yeah.
All of it. Yeah.
Right.
Every bit of it. Yeah.
Gareth,
And
isn't that the way they do it over there?
Do they bury
I-
power lines over
I
there?
think their power lines were underground over in the UK. I'm not 100%
I'd love
sure.
to know.
Uh, you don't see very many.
Yes, Carol. You
And,
would
and I
really
just
think
think
they would
it,
down there, but
I think it makes sense to put them underground, but
sure does.
we've got a
It-
lot of other. Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say it does, except for like where you're prone to have earthquakes. Then it can be a
Well,
problem being underground.
right. I understand that. And actually, there's not a place in America that is not prone to an earthquake. It's just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean you're not
There's been
able to.
earthquakes in Minnesota. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
weird.
I grew up in this region, and when everything was above ground, power failures were not uncommon all year long because somebody run into a power pole, down goes your power. But since all the new construction has got underground, man, it's rare now. It's rare, but
Oh, Opus
I
is a
still
good
prepare for it.
product.
I forgot to put Opus in the beginning, but yes, it's
That's what I have. I've got the Exodus 600, and I love that thing. I do wish it was one of the bigger ones, but
I
it
want
wasn't in my
yeah,
budget. So
I'm
Is
hoping
that
that
what is that? What is that, Barry? Is it a
it's a solar generator. So
okay?
you basically it's a lipo battery, in a box, and it's got a
Mm.
controller and everything. You just it's awesome. I mean, you can charge it. You can charge it off your car, which takes like forever. You can charge it off AC, or you can charge it off solar, and they're just freaking amazing.
I'm looking at one of those for the refrigerator. We've got a generator right over there. It's my son's, but I'm leaning more towards solar now because with solar you don't have to worry about the gasoline turning into gelatin while you store it,
Yeah.
and it
yeah,
does.
no
Yeah,
sound, like it's not
bingo.
loud. It's
Hmm.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's why I went with both. Like I need to have both.
Very
Yeah,
good. Good thinking, Shawnee.
that's very flexible that way.
Hmm.
What you been doing, Duncan?
Oh,
You've been keeping busy, or
I have picked like I think 7.5 grocery bags full of peppers.
Okay.
I have everything from little midget sweet peppers that are orange in color. They're like bite-sized peppers. To regular, sweet bell peppers. I've got 1.5 bags of Marconi's in there. It's got to be worked up yet. I have, oh my gosh, 2 bags of cayenne peppers.
Love cayenne.
I have a bag full of Tabasco peppers. I had about a half a bag, I think, of salsa peppers, and then about 2.5 bags of jalapenos. But I think I'm gonna make cowboy candy with the jalapenos, and I think no more of the the salsa peppers that I have. I'm just gonna throw them in with the jalapenos when I make the cowboy candy.
You have a lot of options there. With the variety you have, you could do so many things. So whatever
Oh, yeah.
you know you're gonna eat and use, you know.
Oh yeah, but there's a lot of them.
Sounds
they're like
wonderful.
all over my counter. There's bags of them sitting in the
And you
floor.
can smell it, I'm sure too.
Oh yeah, you can.
Oh, I bet it smells amazing. I love the smell of peppers. I don't know why, but hi, babies. Oh, Dad's talking to other people, not us. It's very rude of Dad.
I've
Isn't
probably got close to 15 pounds of onions yet that I've got to work up to.
Oh
They're
yeah.
in the ground. Is that what you said? They're in the ground?
No, they're not in the ground. They've already been
Okay.
harvested, but they're waiting for me to work them up. I think part of them I'm going to just like quarter them or whatever and put them in with the Marconis and the sweet peppers and just cut those up and mix them together and freeze them. Put them in freezer bags for stir fry.
Yep.
So
I like that
that'd
idea.
be good.
Mhm.
Quick, easy meals later.
Yeah. Well, you'll certainly have a wide variety of spices at your disposal.
Oh yeah. Well, I already have a quart full of dehydrated sweet peppers, so I don't need any more of those. And that's like I've got 2 quarts of dehydrated onions that I done last week. So
Wow. You're like our
Yeah.
Passamaquoddy. She does that a lot too, and she's on it. She is on it. Hi. Oh,
I'll be
thank
right
you.
back.
And then I still have 2 5-gallon buckets of apples to work up.
Yeah, and there's only
It's that
one
time of
Duncan.
Well, but it's that time of year, so
Yeah,
what can we say?
yeah. I
Time
love
to get
apples.
her in and put away.
Why is everybody crowding me here? Look at this.
Because they love you.
Yeah, and then there's one off camera over here. This one here. This one
They're
here.
so cute, though.
Yeah, they are, but I got to find a place for them while I'm trying to pack things down the hill because they want to run to the door. It's like, oh, Dad's going outside.
yeah.
Oh, we got to say goodbye to
Oh,
him.
the door might open. We got a dart. Let's
Yeah,
go.
and they're still too little to go out because we got too many predators.
Yeah.
And they would make a quick lunch out of one of these, or maybe just a snack. So,
Yeah.
you know.
I understand that.
Yeah, that's a sweetheart right there. Hi,
Oh,
how you doing, guys? How you doing?
so cute.
I don't know where the one that's adopted me is at, but must be with her mom. I don't know where she's gone to. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, she's behind the laptop. Okay, no big deal. She's all right.
She's not far, huh?
No, I went to the store earlier and there was a bag, and I just put the bag back there so I would have it later because I needed a bag to put some stuff in that was small. And I laid it back there, so she decided that was the warmest spot to sleep was behind the laptop on that bag. So, yeah, she's warm.
Smart kitty.
Smart cat. Mm-hmm.
She's something else now. She chose me, and she's just like when I come home, she's like the first one to the door, and she does like this leaping thing, and she puts her paws up in the air like she's gonna jump up into my arms, and I scoop her up real quick, and she's just like, yeah, just loving it.
Like a little kid.
Yeah,
Mom,
yeah,
there's a dog
exactly.
up there. Take me.
Like a little kid does when you've been away at work. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, thank you for the kisses.
Serena Norel, she asked, "What exactly is wind shear?" I can give you one. Wind shear is like, at an airport, if you have a large aircraft take off, you have to wait a certain amount of time for a smaller aircraft to take off, because otherwise the smaller aircraft will lose lift because its wings are smaller, and it will crash down to the ground. So it's basically losing lift is what it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure which is worse, but I always thought in a small single engine plane, I always felt that drop, and it always made my stomach feel a little bit weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like your stomach comes up here for a minute, and that's the only thing I didn't like. I loved flying. I mean, it was.
I don't like tiny planes.
Oh, no, they don't bother me one bit.
Do they have airplanes in Minnesota, Shawnee? Or have you guys got that technically advanced yet?
We've talked about this, Bob. I'm not getting on a plane.
You're not getting on a plane?
No, I get sick, like driving, motion sick.
No, she's on the do not fly list.
Freaking terrorist! I knew it. I knew it. She was a terrorist. I knew it.
Oh, you got me. No, I can't. I get too physically sick. I can't get on a plane or a train or a bus I can't do any of it.
But you do have like airplanes there in Minnesota.
Do we whine
You
much?
betcha.
When I get so sick.
Sure do.
Oh, my stomach. I ride on the airplane. Oh, my stomach. My belly hurts.
My life motto used to be, if you got to fly it or float it, I don't go it.
No.
But I kind of blew it all in one day.
Oh.
Got on a plane, flew to Florida, and got on a boat and floated to the Bahamas.
That's all right. That's a good day. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's a good day.
So.
I'm just not intelligent enough to be afraid. Just don't have the IQ,
No.
Fire scares me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That first plane ride,
Yeah.
a friend went with me. Actually, there was 9 of us women, all went together to go on a cruise, because the more people you get to go in your group, the cheaper the rates become for a cruise. But at any rate, this friend of mine went with us.
Oh my God. Carol.
Hey.
I'm sorry.
You found fire, Bob?
Fire bad. Fire hot. Fire bad.
Here, who's eating ice cream?
Oh,
Someone have ice cream? I don't have ice cream.
Ice cream we got there. Some kind of Reese's.
They probably thinks that's what you have, Shawnee.
Oh, this is caramel apples, sir.
Oh, yummy. That sounds
I figured you were going to get an apple.
I did, yeah.
And Brenda, congratulations on all those peppers.
I don't know about that, but there's enough.
Hey,
you cold, Carol?
a little bit. We've
Okay.
had rain. We've had rain all day long. Like a little break here and there, but it's getting like concerning that we're getting saturated before Milton, like a certain area that happened to. And
Ooh,
then
coffee sounds good.
Would
Like
it
a
be in
mess.
a red area? Just
Another
like
red.
the last one?
another red area.
What are they predicting for your area with this?
Well,
next
we're
week coming up?
supposed
Oh,
to.
Gareth.
Serena actually just said she saw an update. I have to look for they just do an update at 11. NOAA comes in with its info. So let me see. I mean, I haven't gotten to look at it. I was coming into this room to see what I could pick up and clean up a little bit and see if I could get on for just a little bit before bed. Intensifying threat to Florida. Shit. Excuse
Please
me.
don't it
Very
stinks
sorry.
and throws flies.
Yeah, hold on. It's so weird because it won't show it unless I do like a live capture on the Weather Channel app. Like if I push play,
Mhm.
if I don't push play, it looks like Milton isn't even there. Look, this is before play. Hitting play.
Huh.
Look, Milton doesn't exist. That's Florida under that green mass.
Yeah.
And then I push play and suddenly look, Milton appears.
Hmm.
Isn't that weird? I think that's kind
Yeah.
of weird. There he is again.
Alrighty.
It's done that not once, but
I'll be
it's
right
done it a
back.
couple times. Okay.
Two dogs
Okay.
need to go potty.
It's done it a
Okay.
couple times before. Anyway, I just heard that it might become a 4, which means now we might get it as a 3, which is not good. But it's not it's especially not good for the West Coast. There's a channel on here. I'm trying to think of her channel name. Sarah, is it? I told you guys about her before, and they got flooding about 2.5 feet. She's also a Filipina, Bob. Her and her husband, they're on the West Coast in Newport Richey. They were right on the water. And yeah, about 2 to 3 feet
Flooding here?
in their home. All the came up
Here
into their
in
home.
Washington?
No. I said they're on our West Coast. On our West Coast.
Okay.
She's a Filipina and her husband is an American.
Florida West Coast, yeah.
All around Sarah is her channel. She does.
Oh, I know her.
Yeah, I figured you
Mhm.
would.
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
yeah.
they got really bad flooding, and it was really bad when she first showed the day after. You could just hear the devastation in her voice, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
But it wreaked havoc. It's never been that high, the flooding before in that area. Like all the neighbors were talking about it too. Like they've never seen a storm do that with the water before.
Just before
And
the
what do you
election.
know? Here comes Milton to follow in. So
Yeah.
I'm really concerned about people like her who have already dealt with clearing out
Red-
their houses and are just getting things dried out. And
Red states just before the election.
yeah, interesting. Very
I don't really follow too many conspiracy theories, but this one's right in your face, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really bizarre. That's for sure. Yeah, forecast for Milton. I'm trying to see if they're going to show the actual. It's live, so I'm trying not to turn it up.
Yeah, I like Sarah singing. Oh man, that woman's got a voice.
Yeah,
Wow.
she's a beautiful voice.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, and that's I believe it's her house. She's again in medical, like you said, like a lot of the Filipinas do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she was talking about that was her boat that she didn't really care because it's so old. She didn't even have insurance on it anymore. She had a boat anchored out there. But yeah, it was bad. Florida's Gulf Coast, they're showing it right now. It's just like piles of furniture, piles of sand. There's the piles of sand.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, good.
It's
Getting ready.
Yeah, no, that's from the last storm. It all blew in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're digging out a street so they can have a street to go through.
Wow.
And then
Carol,
all the insides of their homes are on the street.
Mm-hmm.
So before it made landfall, did it pull the water from the ocean back and expose the?
They had low tide, and that was their hope. Their hope was it's arriving at low tide, so hopefully it won't be as bad. But they were expecting flooding, but not to the degree that they got it. No, I don't know. She didn't mention about it pulling back at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, you're hunkered down. You're not sticking your head out.
No.
The sliding glass.
I figured there would
doors.
be somebody scientific out there, but that's not always the case, But during hurricanes, there's special planes that fly over a hurricane, and they take measurements and all this other scientific stuff. And I just wondered because in some cases the water will recede so far back that you could actually see the bottom, or it would be very shallow water. And then when it comes back and it rushes back towards the shore, takes all that sand and everything and pushes it out like it did there,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
just-
Passamaquoddy just said her brother's like right just below Newport Richey, and he didn't get much of anything. Is he more inland though? They were right on the water, Passamaquoddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are evacuation orders, Shawnee, in place.
Yeah. I've been watching a lot of privately owned videos about in Tennessee and the Carolinas.
Mhm.
I admire the people there because they're coming together with
Right.
privately owned tractors and chainsaws and all that.
Right.
And I heard from some of them, I didn't see any video proof of it, but some of them, the government agencies has told them, don't go,
Yeah,
don't,
that's
you know,
bad.
don't. They're telling those government people, F you, and get out of the way, you know. They're
Well,
gonna go
because the
there, help
government
the
people are
neighbors.
taking stuff from them.
Yeah,
That's what I
It's
heard.
small.
That's what I
Yeah.
heard. Mm-hmm.
they
To be
are.
in charge
By the way,
of
I'm
it.
back.
Yeah.
Welcome
But yeah,
back.
that's a mess out there, and our government should be ashamed of themselves, but they're not.
No,
They don't care one iota about the people.
it's a matter of staying in power is what it's all about.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They were here. Wait a minute. There's a picture of the Gulf Coast. If I can get it to just hold for a second, and I'll show you. That's what they still have on their streets. That all the water is going to push everywhere again, and into their homes.
Wow.
That's what I'm so concerned about for our West Coast. Like, what a mess.
Too much weight, man.
Yeah, it's too much out there along the streets. It's just too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have complete mud. They're in mud up in the hills in North Carolina.
Oh,
It's
oh yeah.
I saw that.
Mhm.
oh, it's sad.
I saw a privately owned video where a fellow owns his own helicopter and he was going to this valley rescuing people, pulling them out, you know, and he got met by someone in the fire department of all
Mhm.
things, and said he rescued a wife, brought her out, and they approached him and said, if you fly out there again and you bring someone out, we're going to arrest you.
What's that?
And I guess somebody in the
Mhm.
fire department.
Why?
Well, so he had to fly back there, and he had to tell the husband, hang on, they won't allow me to evacuate you. And had to fly back. Yeah, so it's like, what the F? How? You know, if it was a firefighter telling me that, I say, where's your handcuffs, bitch?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna go get her
Am I
husband.
arrested? Because if I'm not arrested, I'm finishing the job that I'm doing. right
Basically,
now.
is what he told him. And so he did relay a
I
message from his
probably
wife
would,
to the
even
husband.
if it was
you know.
a cop, I'd be telling them to, well,
Yeah.
you better arrest me then because I'm going. I'm going.
Yeah.
Unless you want to shoot my helicopter down, I'm out of here. I'm going to get any and every one I can.
But I did see some encouragement because the state hired some private contracted helicopters and some of the Army Guard, and they were dropping off big loads of food. The state was, not the Fed, but the state was along this one riverbank. And then there were several privately owned helicopters that were contracted to go out there and drop off food and water, you know.
Well, yeah, look
I
at
was
it.
happy
If
to
he
see
wasn't
that.
breaking any FAA rules, then he should have been left alone.
Right.
We should have, yeah.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
discussing with Barry and Homestead Aquarius today about it seems like the landowners, they want to unalive them.
No,
Yeah, they do. And besides
I know
that,
the secret to that. I know the secret of the mountains.
here's a little scenario to think about. Remember the fires in Hawaii?
Mm-hmm.
They gave them people $700 who lost their homes.
Yeah.
And
They did
$750.
eventually go
Mhm.
back and give them another $50. But when them people wanted to go back and rebuild, they were told, no, they can't. We now own your land. We bought it with that $750.
Very-
And they're offering them people out there $750. No, if they sign that check, that's the same as saying that they just sold that land to the government.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see that's along that same mentality. Okay, a lot of my neighbors were getting the solar panels from the Fed.
Oh yeah. Mm-mm.
I said, no.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
well, why not, Bob? You could save all this money. No, I don't
They
want the Fed in my house.
Huh?
None of them.
And
for
you
any
don't save
reason.
money because you have to rent the panels for like the rest of your life. It's not really
And-
free. It's
And plus, in order to
I
in
hope
order to put
that's-
those
I hope
panels in
that's
this
true,
rainy,
Passamaquoddy.
it's a very rainy state here. They've
Right.
got to puncture your roof that doesn't leak.
Yep,
Now
yep,
they got to puncture your roof,
exactly.
and it's like, no,
That's what Theron
no.
told him. The hell, no, no, thank you.
What,
We just had our roof replaced.
What were you trying to say, Goblin?
Well, I know a little bit more story about the mountains there that most people don't know about. It's the reason why they're not helping them. I already know the reason.
Yeah, there's resources.
Well, there a lot of us know about the what's
Mhm.
under the ground that they want
Yeah.
to get their hands on.
Exactly. That's why they're
The
going to buy
minerals
it. They're going
and
to take
the-
it out from under them.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the spaghetti models are very interesting. I'm looking at them. That's a mess. That's
Wait,
I think the
how do
latest
they-
spaghetti model. What the
How do
hell?
they justify $700? How does that make things right?
Right? They don't. They don't care.
Doesn't
Oh,
he
I'm
just
selling
sent
it.
he just
Oh,
sent
I'm
$8
sorry.
billion
No,
the
you're
day
fine.
before for that war in Ukraine. The day before he told them that. 750. And that's the best we can do.
I
right.
am reading
Cool.
about Abandoned and Forgotten. I'm reading about this project, and it's fascinating. The rock that they're moving in, the plan of how they're going to do floodgates and walls. I
Mhm.
want to see it in action. I hope that it has good
Mhm.
results. That because you have to do something.
Amazing. Yeah.
The thing
They
is, they can do all kinds of things. The government can, state and fed, and then you got to sue them to get it back to the way it was before, and that'll tie you up in court for the next 25 years. Who can afford to do that? Nobody can.
Nobody can afford to
The
sue you.
people that live there and have lost everything will not be allowed to build back.
No, they
Period.
won't.
No.
Yeah, we all know that.
Yep.
We all know that.
Yeah.
It's a land
Yeah.
grab.
I said from the get go, they plan to do them just like they did Hawaii.
Yeah, it's a
Right.
land grab. It's a land
Yeah.
grab for minerals and things that are in those. In
Yeah.
that.
Black has got way too much invested in that area.
Who was that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Randall. Who has?
Black Rock,
BlackRock, yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah. Abandoned and Forgotten Wells. You know what? We wouldn't have to do all that if they would just stop seeding the clouds and
Yeah.
blaming it on us.
Did you see what they're working on over there?
I didn't get to see a picture of it.
We are currently having a new sea defense being built because of storms and high tide conditions. The Arboretum Coastal Defense Scheme in Wales cost 31,000.59 million pounds. I would have to do some serious math to figure that one out.
Hey, Peter,
Yeah.
there's
Hey.
my Australian friend.
Rock.
Peter,
What are they talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we were saying. They gave up
Mhm.
Lahaina. Lahaina didn't know they gave up all their rights. And Mount.
Yeah.
So sad. So sad.
It is, and that $750 wasn't a drop in the bucket to what they lost.
Peter.
Well,
Yeah.
it's travel money. That's all that is. It's travel money to go somewhere else because they took you out of your land.
Mhm.
Yeah. You don't even, if you, like, how does that, then the insurance companies probably don't even have to pay them their money because they no longer own it.
Mm-hmm. So, see, they're all in bed together,
Oh, what a nightmare.
right?
What is on our West Coast other than boats that are in the red up through the north? From central to north, we are very, very red. On my
Yeah.
California has a lot of military bases, for one thing.
Virginia Roots and I were just
no, I'm talking about our West Coast on Florida.
on
I'm
Florida,
trying to
okay.
figure out what they're after
Virginia-
other than our boats.
After one of my lives, I cut it off, and Virginia Roots, she's pretty skookum lady. She lives here in Washington.
Mhm.
We were talking about the potential attack for us here again, and she said, "I don't think so, Bob. They're not going to shit where they live because they think that we're sold out communists here. The government is, we're not." But she said, "Watch out for the heartland, Bob."
Yeah.
And she said, especially the East Coast. And she told me that a few weeks ago before this even happened. I went,
Right.
yeah. And then bam, sure as shit, right before the election, this
Mhm.
mysterious storm came up. I'm like, by
Right.
God, she was right. She was
Yep.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
All your red states are getting wiped out from all this stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. They don't have to send in the fires; they're sending in the floods.
Yep.
Sucks. Both do. Yeah, it looks like it'll take. Okay, so from this new model, they're saying it will be over the ocean, turn into a 4, but somehow, as it gets to our coast, it will dip down to a 3, which is total bullshit because that's not how
Mhm.
hurricanes behave. Sorry.
No,
Um,
it's fine.
like, where are they? Hopefully, that's our wind shear. That's what I'm saying. Please pray for the wind shear to come over the East Coast. But the thing is with that, then it might stall out. And I don't want to see that happen either, where it stalls over Florida.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I noticed
That's
another thing.
big
Get
concern.
this, Carol. I noticed another thing with these storms here. Okay.
Mhm.
My buddy and I at work, we would joke about how every hurricane hit Cuba. Always. They always went over Cuba year after year after year.
Right.
They'd hit Cuba, then go to wherever. How come they're missing Cuba now and they're going straight inland?
Mhm.
They,
Well, I,
yeah, it's crazy. They talk about the
Yeah.
La Nina and the La Nino, but I've never seen the hurricanes do what they're doing now. It's
No.
weird. It's really
This is
weird.
true, Pastor McClotty.
I don't
Yeah.
know how this stuff is
They
being
have nowhere to
controlled,
vote
or
now.
if it is. I'm a bit skeptical about that much weather control, but
Yeah,
it makes sense.
right.
They
Oh,
want to make sure Trump
Patty,
country cannot vote.
right.
Mhm.
Right.
Well, they forgot about absentee ballots and things like
Yep.
that. You know, it's,
Yeah.
And
we're in,
But they-
we're in the digital age. You can vote from your home.
Musk
Yeah,
was going to set
they
up his
have to.
Starlink system for the population, and they told him not to. We can't do it.
Yeah.
So
Well, they're making, this is where I have a problem. Elon's giving Trump money. Elon is the biggest consumer of that product, his
Mhm.
companies.
yeah,
So, like when you say they're all in bed together, the elites are all in bed together. I hope Trump is
yeah.
who we think he is, but Elon uses all that L word mineral, whatever stuff that's
Mhm.
under North
Want
Carolina.
lithium?
Yep. I didn't want to say it. I didn't
Well,
want them to come after Barry's channel, but
yeah.
yeah.
Ain't going to Bernie's channel.
I don't give a
Okay.
rat's,
Yeah, the lithium.
you know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
just
for the lithium
Yeah.
batteries and it.
Yeah.
Yep. All the lithium batteries for all his stuff that he builds.
well, the problem with that, Peter, I'm talking to side chat. They haven't had hurricanes go up into the Carolinas and Tennessee since like 1900.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
so maybe he's right. I don't know. I don't know much about cloud seeding and all that. In fact, I am still skeptical about it. You know,
Yeah.
well,
we-
that's
do-
understandable, but
yeah.
I heard of the
seen-
dry ice years ago, but I don't
Right.
think
But
that's what they're
I've
doing now.
seen
It's
approved.
more chemical.
It's a different chemical. Yeah, I thought that
Yeah.
they were using. Yeah, but he might
I've
be
seen the
saying
proof, but it's not jet airliners. It's,
he might be saying that
Learjet.
was what they used then and made it do that when it happened the first time. But we've never seen anything like this in the Carolinas.
Go
ever.
that far inland. Yeah.
what they're
Most of the time
using.
they hit the shoreline, they dissipate. Mhm.
There's a jet. It's not a. It's kind of a Learjet. It's kind of not. You know, it's not a full size jet. It says plainly in black and white. It's got an emblem and everything on it, and it's got the nozzles on the nozzle. The snozzles. It's got the nozzles on the wings,
Right.
and it says weather control. I'm going to say this openly because it's been
Okay.
put out in the open.
Right.
Yes, this company does exactly what you think it does, and it says it right there on the plane in plain letters.
Wow.
Big.
Mhm. Yeah.
We're talking the font is like this. You could see it from,
Hmm.
500 feet away or wherever, or 1,000 feet away. I mean, it's right there in your face, and they can't deny it. And YouTube can't tell me, oh, that's your misinformation. No, it's not misinformation if I've seen it already.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, but that means like 1916 was the last time
So
we saw that.
here are the paths that the two hurricanes took in
Damn,
1916,
Shawnee's right on this stuff.
which
ain't she?
is like
Yeah, she
they're a
is.
little weird, but they're
They
not
are.
what we had. What we had was very record breaking
Right.
indeed. So I just wanted to show, if you followed
Yeah.
how the other one, how Helene traveled. These are this was on the last time this record was happening.
That's a great picture. Thank you for that visual that you found. That's a good one. But I thought we didn't start cloud seeding until after World War, what was it, II? Because we didn't have the technology till later.
Yeah. Good info, Shawnee. I'm having a live. I'm having a live after this. If you want to come up and share some of that shit.
Peter, that was before
more than
the
happy.
Kennedys. That's why. That was
So-
before missile crisis and all that. That was before
Yeah.
it. So it missed Cuba.
1946 cloud seeding.
1946.
40.
1946.
That was right after World War II.
Which is
Thank you.
way longer ago than I thought.
Yeah. No. Technology came over probably with some of the Nazis. Yay. That we captured and brought
Yeah.
over.
But I remember laughing and joking with my buddy year after year at work. Hey, man, it hit Cuba every time they would hit Cuba. Now they don't.
Right.
Huh?
Yeah. Because we're just like
Yeah.
them and have the sun and, somewhere
Mhm.
tucked up above us.
Mm-hmm.
Dell's son. They're all in bed together. Oh, Sparkle
Oh.
Socks up in Canada.
Oh,
They-
oh.
They do believe that
Yeah.
his mother and Fidel had a thing.
If you guys want to come up on my panel in about 10 minutes, I don't squelch any speech whatsoever. Say it, like guns or whatever. Say it.
Yeah.
Say it right out. I don't.
Well,
I
Barry's like that too. It depends on
Yeah.
how long Barry's going to go.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then we'll hop over.
Okay.
Blow you away if you're.
It's a joke.
Yeah. I never liked the idea of down here. It took Hurricane Andrew to do the Miami-Dade building code. You go to Central Florida, they don't do it. They're still doing with sticks. They're still building with, wood and Hardy Backer board on the outside. And it's like, what the frick? We're in the same state. We get hit by the same hurricanes. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
of Florida should be under Miami-Dade code, where they have to build in concrete. You have to live in a bunker down here. Yeah.
Well, you know how you guys have those well, I think it's mandatory. You talk about, you call them window, what do you call those things that you said you have to install?
hurricane panels. A lot of
Hurricane
that's
panel,
Miami-Dade
yeah.
code. That's Miami-Dade code.
Miami-Dade code. Because, like,
Yeah.
don't you think there should be another code where everyone should have some kind of, the wall you put up to keep
Yes.
water from rushing?
Oh yeah, that would be great. Well,
If-
they now have that. Like we saw that in Tampa Bay General. They put up that flood, like what you're talking about, that
Yeah, it's like
barrier that locks
wall thing.
together. That
Mhm.
should be available to the public.
I think so
Absolutely.
too. I don't know if it is or not.
I don't think so.
It's probably not
Probably.
affordable.
Right.
It's
But
odd.
other
'cause
countries have it. They showed Asian countries have one too, that they snap up and snap together.
It's odd because our building codes here in Washington are statewide or countywide. They're not
Yeah.
just a very small region. It's
Yeah, I don't understand it
yeah.
either, Bob, at all. I don't get it. And Miami-Dade Code was the one responsible for, at a certain point, all new builds must have hurricane shutters. At a certain point, all new builds must have hurricane-proof windows. They did it in increments, but thanks to them, like the houses are built more like bunkers down here.
Yeah.
But I don't
Hello,
know.
Beth.
Hey, Beth.
Even the Philippines has got typhoon standards, windows, roof, walls, all that. They're a small, poor country, and they set standards,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for the entire country,
Supposedly, the way they decide this hurricane shutter code is based on the wind velocity in
Right.
that area. Which,
Yeah.
like, what?
Stupid.
It should be everybody.
It should be everybody in Florida because you don't know where.
I'm
where it'll
glad you
hit.
guys brought that up because I think I could look into getting a contractor over there for our house over there, hurricane
Right.
shelter.
Yes.
Yes,
Boom.
definitely. Because you
To
guys
do
get
list.
they call it something different over there, but you guys get the same thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hello.
There
Carmen.
is the adorable and very creative Create with Becca.
Hello,
Hey.
Becca.
Hey, Becca.
It's good to see you, or at least see your words in your avatar.
I'm sure she's better looking than you are, Barry. I'm quite sure of
Yes.
that.
Beautiful people.
Wow.
Beautiful people.
Beautiful people.
Yeah, well, I want to know.
What
She's
happened?
Was
Okay.
Randall talking and then
We lost Randall. Randall, we lost
Uh-oh.
you. His Wi-Fi dipped.
Yeah, you didn't lose me.
Uh-oh.
I just playing with my mic mute.
Ah,
Okay. Thought it was your
Just,
Wi-Fi.
yeah.
Well, I'm going to bounce out of here, guys. I'll be going live in about 5 minutes. So take
Okay.
it easy. See you
All right.
around.
all right.
Peace out.
See you later, Rob.
Later,
See you,
later.
Later.
Becca. Would you like to join us? The link is at the top.
must be Kentucky Goblin that has music playing.
What?
Me.
Yep, it's him because he just went mute for a second and disappeared. What are
He's
you
What?
doing over there?
Oh, okay. It's all right there, Becca. You can always come up with an avatar. You don't have to
Mhm.
show us here in your PJs. That would be awkward. I don't know what's going on with that. What are you doing over there, Randall?
It almost
Watch
sounds
this
like the
viewer.
1920s music.
What do you mean what I'm doing?
I think it might be his Halloween microphone.
Oh my God! You don't listen to classical music?
As long as it's not under a copyright.
the noise cancellation, the background noise cancellation is working, so it's only coming in bits and pieces.
Well, that's good then.
Oh, okay.
I mean, is this football? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I don't do sportsy stuff.
I
I
don't
mean, I
either.
watch it with my dad because I have to, but I don't like it.
I used to watch the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, and that was about it. But,
Oh, okay.
I kind of outgrew that.
Good grief.
I outgrew it. Come on, give me a break.
I don't know what to say. I watched a NASCAR game. Do you call it? No, race. Sorry, race. And it was at Talladega, and they had 10 laps left, and there was totally a crash. It was great. It was good stuff.
I used to love
Yeah.
watching the races. I'm not big
Like-
on any ball games, though.
I like motors. Yeah, I like things with motors. I'll watch that any day. Yeah.
I have a friend that her husband does the wraps up in Dahlonega, Georgia, and got to meet Mr. McDreamy from that show, the actor, because he actually is a sports car driver. And yeah, they had pictures with him and everything. That actor, I can't think of his name right now.
Create with Becca. Only reason to watch the races. I like drag racing better than the circle track, but yeah, it was exciting. The crash.
My brother used to. I think my
You
brother
like
went.
watching drag racing?
Not
Yeah,
that
I
kind.
normally- I
Not
know-
that kind of drag. Not that kind
Randall,
of drag.
settle down.
What
I
do they do?
normally
Is
drive
it like a foot race or something like that?
Normally, I go to drag racing in person, but I have 3 small humans now, so they can't do that until they're older.
That would be interesting, though, Randall. You might want to, put that together, drag racing. On make a killing.
What do
Selling
you say?
tickets. You'd make a killing selling tickets to that because people are so into them right now. I'm just saying.
Not my type of.
I know it's not your type of entertainment.
Becca, I've heard that before. The people talk about.
I could probably sell tickets to it, but it wouldn't be the kind of racing that they would think it would be.
Yeah, Becca, right?
There's no internet at my dad's. I just watch whatever's on the free TV.
I totally understand that. My mom was so pissed because we didn't have like HBO and Cinemax and all the like movie channels. I'm like, I have a young child and another child who's not quite an adult yet. So no, we're not going to do that where they can just switch on stuff and watch it. Don't want them getting any views of naked people just yet doing the nasty.
We don't
Oh.
have satellite or any kind of any of that stuff. All we have is an antenna.
We have the one fiber optic, but it's so weird. It works differently with according to like the TV it's working with. It's so bizarre. Like our one TV in our bedroom, we can bring up the TV guide right on the TV. You try to do
Mhm.
that with the smaller one that we had to move out here because my son broke the big one that we were given, and it doesn't
Yes,
work.
she did, Becca.
Yep, you heard that. I try to. Yep.
You should see some of her craft stuff. She collects as like they're like the old. They kind of remind you of the old Roman statues, and
Yeah. Hey, I used to draw them. I
it's
was a
not anything,
fine
like
arts major. I used to have
Yeah.
naked people stand right in front of me, and I'd
Kind
be
of
like,
like the Greek people on the
Have it.
plates in the movie,
Yeah,
the Birdcage.
yeah. It just nothing too racy. It's very creative and
"Oh,
rubber
okay.
stamps of naked people.
I didn't even know they made rubber stamps and
Is she
naked
being
people."
for real? Is this real?
I
She's
didn't
being
either.
real. She's being
What?
real.
Do I
Yeah.
need to Google this?
I know. I didn't know they had that. Rubber stamps.
Or
Didn't
or
either.
when you have
but
or when you have free time, check her channel out,
Right.
Shawty, and you'll
Okay.
see what I mean. Watch the
saw-
lives.
She says
Watch
yes,
the
they do.
replays of the lives. Yeah.
I saw a lady that turns her bricks into, and they look like it too. It went viral. It looks like butter, like like you're looking at a package of butter. She did all the lettering and everything perfect, and she was doing a short. And she said Kerrygold actually contacted her and asked her to do a Kerrygold one too. Looked just like a thing, but it's on a brick. I was like,
Oh,
dang,
wow.
why couldn't I have been on that curve of creativity?
no doubt me and
Yeah.
you both.
Right? She even made like little pickle slices, and somebody said they were cucumbers, which was that she was being sarcastic. She's like, but I told them they were pickles, so I made them look more like pickles. And like it blew up her comment section, of course, because it's like, what a dork. She doesn't know that cucumbers and pickles are the same thing. It's just pickles are
Yeah.
soaked in vinegar. And she's like, obviously they didn't know I was being sarcastic. But yeah, she does some really cool garden art, we'll say.
If I could find the pickle picture, I'll show it to you all. It's hilarious. And yes, Becca, I made a screenshot of the pickle that you named after me.
Oh, how funny.
So here's,
Becca, did he ever tell you what I called him the first time I met him? Bacon Salad, because he used to have his proper government name on his channel. And yeah,
and
that's
it
my
was,
nickname for him.
my whole name is a little bit difficult for some people because the last name you're not quite sure how to pronounce it.
Right.
And so
Well, it rhymes with Faraday, right? You say it's similar to
Yeah.
that?
yeah. And the funny thing is, I told Google to call me Bacon Salad. So
I like
if
that
I ask
so
Google
much.
what's my name, she'll say, "Well, you're Bacon Salad."
Oh my gosh. That was such a good memory back in the day.
But I put Becca's channel link in there in the chat.
Mm-hmm. The first time. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Dallas and Pittsburgh are meeting for the first time in 4 years? Wow. I'm so clueless. I don't get into football because I'm like a football widow. And when we first got married, I couldn't say like a word during football games.
Oh,
He was
no.
so into them. Yeah. He was so into them. It was ridiculous.
There was a a meme online today because in our state we have the football team called the Vikings, and they
Mhm.
played in London today. And so the game you couldn't watch on the free TV. You had to have a subscription to something, and it was on at like 9:30 in the morning. So the list of things my husband gets up for is the meme, right? It's work, no. Family time, no. List.
Right.
Vikings game, check. Like,
Right. That's my husband staying up late. I understand, Shawnee. Like, stay up late for any of those things? No. But if the Dolphins go into overtime and it's a tie or something, absolutely staying up
and
till
he has
4
all
o'clock.
the energy in the world all of a
That's
sudden.
right. Yeah.
And they're like, be quiet, be quiet. I couldn't hear the call. No. Oh, Becca. Oh my God, Becca. I found the picture.
You got the pickle picture?
Oh, you're out of the region. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I got the picture. Let me see if I can bring it up.
I'd like to be out of the region of football altogether.
There you go. So I'm gonna make it full
cute.
screen. You see right there, she wrote my name, pointed to the pickle.
Funny.
There you go, Becca.
That's cute. That's so cute. Bride is absolutely beautiful. That's definitely unexpected. I'm glad you put it that it was Barry because I wouldn't know if it was Barry or Larry from VeggieTales. Barry's in the VeggieTales now. There's Barry and Larry. It's like
I forgot about it. Well, there, I didn't. That right after you wrote my name in there and drew the arrow to the pickle, I said I got to screenshot that because one day it's going to be gold. Yeah,
that's cute. Pickle Larry. This is Pickle Barry. And this is our cousin Harry. Sounds like the old Bob Newhart show.
Yeah.
Of course, nobody wants to hang out with Harry Pickle because they think he's a pervert.
Yeah, nobody wants to eat a hairy pickle.
Nobody wants a Harry Pickle.
I just nope. I'm just gonna run past that.
Whoops.
Oh, hella pause on that, Barry.
Yeah.
Barry, Harry, and Larry.
This is my brother Daryl, my other brother Daryl.
That's what I was thinking of.
That's what I was thinking.
It's
Which
so funny.
NFL team is Superman's favorite?
The Steelers.
Man
He's
of
the man
Steel.
of steel. Barry was reading it. She can't see your lips, so she doesn't know you're reading it. Serena Barry was reading the beginning. I finished the end. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
She comes up with some clever ones. So I was kidding because of the Cowboys.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. To answer the questions, I know Beth asked and Becca, I think, asked both, but
Mhm.
I'm still technically moving, but I had a slight setback and I started hurting, and it was best to just kind of slow down.
Yeah.
So I don't end up in ER. So
Right.
that's where we're at right now. But
Wow.
as it stands, I could move right,
Okay.
I could move right into it.
I think Kentucky Goblin's got a problem there.
I don't think he opened a Coke earlier, Shawnee, for some reason. I don't think that was Coke. Definitely not Oreo Coke, like Barry found
Oh
it.
my God.
Mhm.
I couldn't
What?
believe that. I was like, oh yeah, let me show you that,
That's so
Shawnee.
nasty. My daughter saw it and she goes, "Well, at least it's not Sprite." I'm like, "Oh, things that make me
Oh.
want to throw up." But you're right, Barry. What you said, like, who?
Wouldn't it make more sense to sell like Oreo flavored milk?
Yes, that's what we were saying. Since when does
Oh.
Oreos go with soda? Ew,
ATN.
They
Hey, Tian.
have.
Hey there,
Actually.
Tian.
so nasty.
Okay.
Yeah, hello, Tien. He's like a disco camera going over there.
Right? I forgot to even do those settings. Wait a minute. Virtual. Let me go hang out at the beach. There we go. Coming to you,
Oh, there you go.
coming to you
Yeah.
from the beaches of Florida.
She's hanging out at the beach, but she's got a a
A
sweater
shawl
on.
on.
So
Yeah.
a shawl, yeah.
There we
Yeah.
go. T-shirt.
It's okay. So I found that picture on it. Save it to my desktop so I don't have to show all my files. And then
That's a pretty view behind you, Carol.
Thank you. That's our beach. That's not too far.
Oh,
that
really?
We go to. Mm-hmm. It's not too
I'd
far.
be
from
living there.
I wish I could. I do. Malachi throws sand sometimes, so once he started doing that, I was visiting the beach a little less often with him. Like we thought, oh, we'll take Malachi to the beach, my daughter and I, and he started, and not just throwing sand, he throws it directly at your face for some reason, like right at your eyes. But he did get better this last time. That didn't happen. Last time he did well. It's a sensory
good.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, and
sensory.
I'm sure he doesn't understand.
Oh no, he'll put it right on his head and into his own eyes, which is
Yeah.
like so crazy to me. I was looking to see if I could upload any other backgrounds.
it's not the best picture, I realize, but that's a Coke Zero Oreo. Coke
Yeah.
Zero.
Oh, so gross.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that just sounds nasty.
Like
So
I,
weird.
My
I
daughter
can't
said
even
something
eat-
about that earlier.
Yeah, like I can't eat Oreos with soda pop anyway. And then
Uh,
they mixed it
No.
all together. It's like
Disgusting.
you piece of
The only way-
fallout, right?
The only way Oreos are edible is with a hot cup of coffee and you dunk them. in your
Right.
Coffee.
Coffee or
agree.
milk is an Oreo. Yep. Oh, I love them with coffee. If I have cream in my
Mhm.
coffee.
Mhm.
Yep. I got mangoes now.
I
Mangoes.
see
Get your mangoes. Can you imagine if you could find them? Like, what was that show when we were kids? Yeah, I'll be doing a lot of that cleaning tomorrow, but outside, getting ready for whatever's coming. It's going to throw things around.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm debating, I have these starts that I've been trying to get out, but we keep getting rain. So they're still in my kitchen. They made it out of this room into the kitchen, and then every time I had a time to put them out, we got rain or something else was going on. Yeah, soda pop. We call them Coke, no matter what it is. It's Coke.
Yeah, I know. They do that in California too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I was trying to cover both bases because there's some people could call it Coke, some call it pop, some call it soda. So,
Yeah.
or we could just be all technical and call it soft drinks. You know, what's soft
There you
about them?
go. Yeah.
I know. My daughter calls them spicy, and
Yes.
my bubbly water is spicy water. Oh,
This is soft.
yay!
Okay,
Aw.
but you don't drink it.
No,
Ew. We don't drink it.
so precious.
No, but you can hug it and
I
pet
know, I
it.
want-
And,
Oh,
happy
look right at the
birthday.
camera. That
And
was
call it
beautiful.
Aw.
Yeah,
Sweet baby.
look at that fur. Ooh. Ooh, I'm gonna give it a mohawk.
I'd feel good if I could clean out my garage. That's
There
good
we
for
go.
you, Tian.
It's got a mohawk now.
Adorable.
I'm sorry.
I still want to be chosen by, what is that, the Cat Distribution Society. Just drop the kitty off at my front door, please. Probably will, and then it'll be like the Hellraiser cat.
Yeah. The last two that were dropped out here, my daughter and I found them one night about 10:30 at night coming home.
Mm-hmm.
They were out in the road.
Oh,
And we
That's-
thought we'd save them.
yeah. They were nuts.
There was two of them. Well, for starters, they dumped them because they were females and they didn't want to deal with them.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But they were only like 2 weeks old. The vet said they were about 2 weeks old.
No.
So I had to teach them how to lick milk out of a little saucer.
Oh,
But when they got a little bigger, the striped one it had beautiful markings, beautiful stripes on it, just gorgeous. But oh my lord, that cat was hell on earth.
oh my God.
She was mean. She was mean to her sister, which her sister was this black fur ball.
Mhm.
But I tried because I would put them in the same pet cage thingy. I forget what it's
Mhm.
called.
Great.
At
Great.
night, yeah, I would crate them at night, and I put them in the same one together. And
Right.
that cat would just beat up on her sister all night long.
Oh,
So I tried separating them, putting them in two separate ones, but the little black one it had separation issues, and it would cry all night then for its sister, even though its sister was mean to her.
wow.
Then
That's-
2 different times I went away for the weekend. And when I came back home, I always just put my suitcase on the couch and take everything out and take it to the
Mhm.
washer and dryer.
Yeah.
Well, I was unloading my suitcase, and that gray striped cat got up there and squatted in my suitcase and peed all over my clothes.
Oh,
Second time, I was like, no, this ain't going to work. She's got to go, even if it means her sister's got to go with her.
Right. That's awful. Oh my
Her
God.
sister the little black one was the sweetest,
Mm.
most beautiful little cat, but she had massive separation issues.
The numismaniac. Hello.
Hey, hello.
wow.
Hello, the numismaniac. Who is that?
Totally unexpected, but welcome.
Mhm.
I know.
Oh,
He's
she was
getting
mad at
ready
me,
for-
all right.
Oh, there's
But then she made me mad at her. So they went bye-bye. They got a new home.
Right.
Actually, where they went, the people that got her had they had their whole basement was set up just for cats. I mean, they had walkways around the walls and up close to the ceilings and everything else. I mean, it was a little cat haven.
Oh,
But-
cool.
Every morning, them two cats would greet the owner. The owner would go down the stairs and she'd turn music on for him, and them two cats would sing to the music.
What are you doing over there, Randall? Wait,
It ain't drinking. I wasn't drinking a beer. I have to tell everybody that.
Oh, okay.
carbonated water.
Right. With a little LSD in it or something.
What do we got over there?
You know,
THC in it. THC pop. Is that the new one now they're putting out? Little probiotics and THC.
Show us the can.
guess whatever y'all think it is. I'll let y'all be.
No, I'm just teasing. Did you have trouble in my side chat last night? Passamaquoddy was saying something got hidden. I didn't hide anything last night. That's for you, Randall. I'm asking you.
He was there
I
last
don't
night.
know.
Okay, you're good. Okay.
I wasn't paying attention.
Shoot. Why am I a Fishes and Loaves life on here? In
I don't know.
In StreamYard. No, it's StreamYard. It's done that to me before with coming up on other people's StreamYards. It puts me in my old channel.
your past is coming back to haunt you.
Right? I can't guess. I still have the channel. I still have it, but it's not a public channel anymore. At least I don't think so.
Ow, please stop.
No, it's not beer. My God, I mean, here you go. I'm gonna let you see what I'm drinking. Look at that right there.
All blurry.
Oh, it's all blurry. That's no fair.
That's because I got it set that way. I don't want you all to see it.
Burners.
No,
Do you know
Sad.
Gears?
Gears is we thought he was our gear, but he's
Yeah.
a different gear. Hey Gears.
A gear we've met. Okay.
Yeah, he's come in before. We just got him confused with our gear, Grin 19.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, what Tien said, I actually saw a short where a person came in their house and I don't know if it was a husky, but it was like one of those big dogs that looks kind of like that, or a Malamute. It was
Mhm.
all the way up on the cabinets in the kitchen somehow. It had climbed all the way and just sat up there like a cat and was staring down at them.
I
It's like,
believe it because
it's crazy.
and Gareth can attest to this. The secret vault. He's got a Malamute, and she knows where the food is, and it doesn't matter where he puts it in his kitchen. She will climb to get it,
Right.
and next thing you know, he's telling us on his live stream. He said, "Yeah, I put it up there high and didn't think she could get to it in the cabinet. And here she's got it out of the cupboard, and sitting on the floor in the kitchen eating it, like crisp or chips over there, or it could be some kind of treat or whatever, and she's eating it. He's like, there's nowhere safe for if you have one of these dogs. There's nowhere safe
Right.
for anything. It's food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the counter surfers.
Yeah.
They can. Some of them can open cabinets, but cats can too. I've seen that where cats go in and take out bags of snacks, and
Sure.
the owners are like, "What are you doing with my?" It would be like a thing of chips.
That's when you take a good squirt ball to them.
Is Gear
Uh,
for real like asking me a question? Is this what
I don't know. What is he asking?
I do not own any feline.
No, that's Barry's cat, Gear.
I have a dog and fish.
Yeah.
No, I have a dog and fish, Gear.
Oh, goodness gracious! Come here. Oh, you got to watch the edge of the table. You can't sleep on the edge of the table.
Ooh.
I'm kind of behind on the chat, but we're coming up on 3 hours, so I'm getting kind of, I'm getting there.
I have a lot of those create with Becca.
What did the mushroom say when he was turned down for a date? Why won't you go out with me? I'm a fun guy.
Oh my God.
You called?
Yeah, Gear. That's I have a half sister that said the same thing.
I get it.
There you go, Groot. That's cute.
Oh my God. That's so funny. I peed myself.
Sounds like a personal problem. Should we send special pants as a gift for Christmas?
Listen to that joke. I peed myself.
You wet your
That's
plants.
complicated. Yeah, he watered his plant.
I can't stand too many of those. I might do the other next. Then I'll have to go change and take a shower and everything.
Good golly almighty, Randall. Yeah, you're gonna have to take a shower someday? Wow.
Oh yeah, I know. The newest
Oh,
maniac.
is it going to rain again?
Yeah, we take one every once in a while here. Every once in a while.
I don't think it matters the breed. I'm reading his second comment down below. I don't think it matters the breed. It depends on how close you are to them and how in tune they were with you. We had a pug that, as I'm up with my dad, watching my dad fail from ALZ, our pug failed. And my husband had to be the one and only to take our pug in and put her down.
Bye, Numismaniac.
Yeah. Oh, you have a good night, too. At least you have the kitties coming to say hi to you. That grandchild to hug.
Have a good night, Numismatic.
Here's a pet possum. Did they get it as a baby? Like rescue it? They're actually very gentle possum, but
That really cracked me up last night, though. I mean, because I got up and I went to the door and to let a cat in, and I said, "Oh, hey, possum," and it went like, "Yay, how's it going?" I was like,
yo, what's up?
"Did it really
Thanks
just
for
do
the
that?"
food. He's probably like, thanks for the food, dude. Thanks.
Yeah.
He probably sees you as like the kingpin of the neighborhood.
or at least the King of the Hill.
Like the Godfather.
It's where all the wild animals go to eat.
Yeah.
Hey, that dude puts out cat food for us.
Woohoo! Interception.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that
look
part
at
is not so
that.
cool. Yep. TN, they're not gentle to chickens. Never seen
Yeah.
them rip the butt out of one, but thank you for that visual because I'm a visual thinker.
Oh, they will eat the worst part of an animal. They like eat the guts and
Whatever they can get to, probably. They're like scavengers, right? I mean, because they'll eat your slugs though too, and your grubs out of your soil. They just like fat, juicy stuff. Oh,
Wait, what? I was zoned out a little bit, and then I came back when it was fat juice.
I'm talking about possums.
She's grossing herself out. Okay.
I'm gonna say pause.
Yes, opportunistic feeders like dogs, but they're smaller and closer to the ground.
All I heard was juicy something. I was like, what?
Because Brenda's saying about intestines, and then I'm thinking, well, they eat the slugs and the grubs, and they're all kind of gross and ew, slimy. They must have they like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they are, Becca.
Oh,
There's, up here is way too close to the woods, so they would be safe down there with me. Yeah. The only thing I have to worry about is the road. That would be really the only thing that.
That's what I was just wondering.
Yeah, how are you going to do that?
So I'll be much closer to the road. Yeah. So. Well, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, true, TN. That's how
You don't have to worry about it. They will not get on the road.
the Australian.
As soon as they hear that noise, they're going to be darting right back across.
Yeah. Well, we had a kitty that came to our house, Randall, and I was trying to trap it to take it inside to rescue it. And either my husband or another neighbor ran it over right in the street in front of our house.
Oh.
It was heartbreaking. Like, my husband at least took care of it, so I didn't wake up and see it there. But it was devastating. We have cats that die all the time in our main road. It sucks.
Sorry.
But maybe they're a little slower than the average cat. I don't know. But this one was adorable. It had blue eyes and little white face, and it had the gray like your kittens, except for just more white.
Man, I thought she said exploring. I read it as exploding. Good grief. Exploding across the road. What? No. Sorry.
To be fair, it's been a very busy day for you too, Shawnee. So it's
Yes.
okay.
No, we've
You read it a little wrong.
all had interesting days, that's for sure.
You can't read it the other way.
Could have hit an explosive
yeah.
spike.
It's like,
Oh my god.
Yeah. You could maybe put up some chicken wire
are you worried about them running off?
to like
No, I'm
kind of-
just worried about the road because I'll be so much.
I guarantee you they will not cross. If they get close to the edge of that road, as soon as they hear that car, they'll be darting right back in your yard.
Randall, have we been hanging out?
boom. An explosive device. Yep. That's how they ended up with 3 legs. It could have happened. Your brain made up a whole scenario. That's true. Or even maybe just the paw, because those were brutal. I'll never forget. This was more our generation, because Shawnee's the young and unboard, but she might have seen this too. When Princess Diana actually walked through the minefield. Remember when they took it? Probably wasn't really a minefield. They probably protected her, but still, she after the war was making a statement as how for children, because children were dying in certain areas because of explosives being left in the soil.
I think I would just have a leg, not a three-legged cat. If it
Right.
exploded, not explored.
Yes. I totally got what you were saying.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was thinking, yeah, probably a paw. You definitely wouldn't get just a three-legged cat out of that.
You're right, Carol. I have no clue what you're talking about.
Too young. Too young for that one.
Uh,
But it was amazing, like, because we were all in pretty much out of all the royals, everybody liked Princess Diana because she was anything like she wasn't like them. But then later on, you find out, like, well, she was pretty damn rich. Her family was pretty well off too, was in the same circles. But back then, they called her the People's Princess for a reason. And yeah, I don't remember what country that was. Do you? Anybody remember what country that was that she went over to and walked right through the minefield?
of course,
Aw.
TN.
I don't
I'd be-
remember.
I thought she was fluffy and fatty.
And we can't forget Juggy. He's an awesome dog. But it's funny how sometimes he gets bashful. He doesn't want to be on the camera.
Angolia, January 15th, 1997.
There you go. Yeah, I don't.
I was alive then.
Yeah, little thing. Watching maybe some, I don't know, that purple dinosaur or something was more like what you were watching. Maybe.
Oh Lord, my youngest just bawled when he got arrested. A grief.
What? What? The purple dinosaur got arrested?
Yeah.
No, that was Pee Wee Herman got arrested. The purple dinosaur did too?
Yeah.
Shut the front door. What? I didn't know the actor who did Barney
Right in the
got
back door, yeah. Yeah, Barney got
and
arrested.
shut the back one too. Yes.
Oh yeah.
I'm so shocked. I missed that whole story. I know that's not shocking to my friends, but it's shocking. It shocked me just now, that story. Wow.
Yeah.
Barney, I have to look this up. Barney, actor, arrested. Oh my gosh, for
Like
drunk.
it was really bad.
The rumor was confirmed as false by Snoops. Yeah, but Snoops is they're bought. So another false rumor claimed that Barney had cocaine hidden in his tail and would frequently use profanity with the child actors on the show. Oh my gosh.
Well,
I know. You never know anymore what's really real and what's not with all the fact checkers. Snoops was one of the first. Snoops was one of the first fact checkers. Let's
and
see.
then
Joyner, 2001. Joyner left the television show, which is taped in Dallas, Texas, and moved to Los Angeles to continue pursuing his acting career.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that was
I didn't
he.
know where it was filmed at. But
Yeah, me either.
and then they had, on cable and satellite, they had the Yo Gabba Gabba. And I swear to God, it was
yeah.
really not meant for kids. I don't think it was meant for kids, honestly. I think it was meant for adults on,
It's really messed up, man.
Yeah.
like,
uh-huh.
I mean, even Jack Black was on it, which tripped me
know.
out.
I did
you
watch
know.
that episode actually, but
Yeah, I was like, somebody was on some serious something when they,
Oh, there
produced
used to be some really
one of them.
doozy cartoons out there.
Yeah.
yeah.
My
Was
kids
this-
watched Fraggle Rock when they were little, and my daughter watched it a couple of years ago, and she was like, "Mom, why did you let us watch that?" She's like, "You'd have to be stoned to like that
Yeah,
cartoon."
well,
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
are you still reading about?
Yeah.
Uh,
This is crazy because he moved to get more acting jobs to Los Angeles, but he joined the Screen Actors Guild and couldn't go back and perform Barney because it was considered a non-union job. Barney and Friends, I guess.
Huh.
Yeah. But let's see. After moving to LA, the Barney Special Events Department came calling, offering him the opportunity to continue traveling around the U.S., making Barney appearances and training new Barneys in other countries, all the while allowing him to continue an acting career in LA as himself. Joyner continued as Barney's costume performer until 2005, with a brief return in 2008. Yeah, just says he appeared in a documentary, I Love You, You Hate Me, in which he filmed for 3 days. It doesn't say that his career took off after Barney. Poor guy. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about the arrest, though. I don't see.
Fake news.
I don't know. It was on the local news channel on TV, and she
The
just
stuff
started
I'm
bawling.
reading is like, so the Cheryl created it. She was married to Jim. They got divorced. Jim is not on Earth anymore. And then the son Patrick got arrested for
Oh, that might be it. The creators that
pewing a
create.
neighbor.
So those are the creators that did it. The actors
Yeah.
didn't do any. Okay, that's messed
So
up.
That could
whoever
be.
was in the costume, what was that? That was what you were reading,
That's
right?
Joyner. Yeah, he didn't do anything. In fact,
Okay.
it sounds like he was a lovely man. He said, they said in
Yes.
trivia, like desiring to connect to kids on a spiritual level. Before Joyner would get into the Barney costume, he would pray to God to work in him and Barney together so the loving energy draws in Barney's target audience. He was a happy little fellow. I mean,
Yeah, he
and
was.
I had my kid watching Pooh because Barney was annoying. Like we would watch Pooh Bear, and the Rugrats were hella rude. I did not want my daughter acting like a Rugrat because she mimicked too. A lot of kids do. That's how they learn.
Little Bear was amazing for kids.
Yeah, my
Uh,
son likes Little Bear. My son will pull it up.
Oh yeah, I mean, even I watched it. I sat there and watched it with my kids, and I said,
Yeah.
I'd rather my kids watch this than
Yeah,
Still pull it up. Yeah.
go
yeah. My
yabba
son
yabba.
pulls up Little Bear, and he pulled up Clifford the Big Red Dog, and he did pull up Winnie the Pooh, but the newer one where there's like a girlish Christopher Robin character.
Okay.
Kind of
Oh,
can't
no.
tell if she's a girl or a
Kinda
boy at
weird.
first.
Yeah,
And she's a girl.
that ain't on purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but like the songs are still cute. Anyway, I said something to a neighbor one time. I was just like, "Yeah, I can't do Barney," and she's like, "Well, Barney's speech is a lot better than Winnie the Pooh." And I was like, and I had a kid that was needing speech therapy, and I was like, "Oh my golly, yes, you were right. Pooh Bear talks like an idiot, but he's a sweet little idiot."
I was a nanny during Barney years, and the parents said no to Barney because it was irritating.
Yes, that's how I felt too as a parent. Exactly.
The government uses the Barney song in war.
really?
Oh, to get people to come out.
Mhm.
Wow.
It's on the list of approved.
Probably Baby Shark is too.
It should be if it's not.
What? Programs from the 70s, 80s band today on. Yes.
This is no excuse.
True. It's so true. It would be highly offensive. We were talking about that abandoned. We were talking about like the old shows too, like Sanford and Sons. Nope, that one wouldn't fly.
Oh,
What was it? The one
Archie Bunker.
Archie Bunker.
yeah, Archie Bunker wouldn't fly nowadays.
Not at all.
Well,
Like, there
just
was
the
a lot.
Looney Tunes, the rooster guy.
The
I
big
can't think of his
rooster.
name, but I have like a disc. I have a
Froghorn,
DVD.
Leghorn?
Yeah,
That's
I have a
it. Yeah.
DVD of all of his series, and in the beginning, it's a huge, typed out, worded. This is not good. We don't represent this. This is and this,
Like a
we don't see that.
disclaimer over the old things. Oh yeah, and they used to shoot everybody in the early, like the Bugs Bunny and stuff. Yeah, can't do that.
Well, Bugs Bunny was a cross-dresser
Oh yeah, the cross dressing
way back when.
way back. Poor Elmer Fudd.
Oh no, the Looney Tunes, actually the original Looney Tunes
I
had
heard that.
curse words in it, and they
Mm-hmm.
were like, "Oh no, that's not going to work for TV. You change that." And then when they changed the script and everything, it was okay. And now look, it still makes money for Warner Brothers.
Yeah, right. Create with Becca's name, Wile E. Coyote would be totally canceled for violence.
Oh yeah.
Becca, totally. He was dying like every single time we were watching it, maybe 3 times.
But you know what? There wasn't school shootings and stuff back then.
No.
No,
There wasn't. And people had gun racks at school, like
Mhm.
Yeah.
had their gun rack.
Every high school boy had a truck with a
Right.
gun rack in the back window.
Yep, exactly. Oh, he was probably afraid because he's doing this stupid stuff and he's a cartoon and he's not dying. He's probably afraid that you kids would try and recreate one of those things and lose you. I have to be careful with that with Malachi, but I mean, he's severe.
You know, some weird things were happening with my son, and I think it was what he was watching just recently.
Mhm.
And so we're gonna take the thing he was watching away and see if it goes away.
Yeah, just exchange it for something else.
Yeah.
That would be as
And it's the second kid's favoriteest show to watch, and I'm like, well, we're not gonna do this anymore, buddy.
right, right. Well, it's sad because a lot of the boys' shows, it's a lot of fighting. And that's the last thing you want your kid. And if you have two boys,
Yeah.
them doing
Wow,
flying
93.
sidekicks at each other and stuff. Like even Malachi was, when he was little, like we started to watch that one, what is it? Where they turn into different animals. Or maybe it's all the same.
Wildcrats?
Not the wild crats.
Oh, okay.
That one was kind of cool.
I like
But
Wildcrats.
yeah, that one's kind of cool because they at least are teaching the kids about nature and animals. No, what was this? It's like a Disney one.
Oh.
But they fight crime and they usually fight this moth person. And they're all kids. They all turn into these superheroes and they're all kids. One's blue, one's red, one's a lizard.
Do they
have no
wear?
idea
Is it like
what they're
PJ
doing.
Masks?
Yes,
Is it-
PJ
yeah.
Masks.
Okay.
But I'm like,
Oh yeah, okay. I
Try
forgot
some of
about
that.
that one.
if you try some of that, you'll get hurt.
Hmm.
I just switched it. It's like, nope, I'm gonna keep putting that on. What we started, and even like all of them, you have to. It's like if you have a child that will copy what they're seeing, it's like it's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah. My youngest one used to fight with the older two every Saturday morning because they wanted to watch cartoons and she wanted to watch Bob Ross.
Yeah. Creative Becca, there is a story behind that is really cool. His name, I never watched Children of the Corn, but Malachi came with the name Malachi. And before my daughter was born, I was spending a time like devotional time, reading my Bible, talking to God, because that's all I ever really wanted to do was I wanted to be a mom. And I pretty much felt like he's like, you will end up having a boy and his name will be Isaiah. And I was like, okay, but my last name is Woods, and that sounds more like a black basketball player than it sounds like an Anglo-Saxon white kid. And that, like, I didn't think that immediately. It was my mother who said that out loud. She's like, that sounds like a black basketball player. And I was like, it kind of does. Lo and behold, all the years later, Hannah's born. We don't end up having a son. We're still trying to have that second child. And it was later on in life. And he was the second foster child we decided to foster. And he came with the name Malachi as a middle name. Well, that's still a prophet. And I think one of the names begins the books of the prophecy and the other ends it in the Bible. And he ended up being Isaiah Malachi Aaron Woods because his initials mean I am.
Oh, he's got my middle name.
Does he?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah. Aaron's my middle name.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
awesome. But yeah, I've heard that before from people who have seen that movie, and I'm like,
It does that. I can almost start calling you Aaron.
I'll answer to it because I got a sister that calls me Aaron.
I
Yeah,
feel
the
like,
only thing I remember in that movie is
Okay.
he wants you to, Malachi.
yeah, that's gross. Yeah, I never watch. I can't watch movies like that. They stick with me. Thanks, Creative Becca. That was a long time ago. Like, I mean, really, before I even became a mom to Hannah. It was actually in our first apartment. Just so bizarre. But even like right before we went to foster him, and I was praying, like, why am I not getting pregnant? What's going on? I was at a lock-in. I was a youth leader because my daughter was in the youth group. And I dreamt this really weird dream. It was my aunt at the time, who was alive. She was standing with me in this like weird room, and I get a phone call. My sister's telling me that my aunt's dead, the same one. And I'm like, no, she's here with me. She's alive. She's right next to me. I'm talking to her. And I said, you want to talk to her? And as soon as I handed the phone, my sister, to my aunt to prove that she's alive, all of a sudden I hear this voice in my dream. And it's like, I'm outside time and space. I want you to think of like Abraham and Sarah. And I want you to think of, and he named all these people in the Bible that like struggled to get pregnant or to have a child. I wake up and I was like, wow, that was weird. Maybe because I'm sleeping in the church, because that's where we were. And so I go and I take out my little devotional. It's like a Charles Stanley devotional. And it's like, when God is outside your circumstance. And it was like, consider, oop, there they were. And I had not looked at it. I hadn't opened it. And, you know, when we were struggling, even in the foster adoption care system, I threw it away and I wish I would have kept it, because it was exact order that was mentioned in my dream of all people. They were in the same order. And I was like, okay, that's weird. Something's going to happen. Sure enough, we went and found the next week at another church we were going to, they had the foster classes sitting out, and my daughter brought it to us. And that's how we began our foster journey. So there was all kinds of little weird stories all along the way that were kind of cool, where I felt like I was at least being heard. Like that, even with the black thing, with us having black sun, it was a little girl at our pool when I was on my way praying about, you know, what's going to happen, what's next. And she goes, where's your baby? This little girl says to me, and she's homeschooled. I know her mom, and her mom's like getting all embarrassed. Oh, what? No, that's not. And I'm like, no, let her speak, please. I want to hear what she's saying. Where's your baby? You have a black baby.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, so yeah, definitely. That was like, I think that was right before we got that was the next week. That's right. That happened. And then the next week we went to that church, and our daughter handed us the thing for foster and adopt classes. I was like, okay, because I'm thinking, okay, either Theron's dying and I'm remarrying and I get a black baby, or probably going to adopt a black baby. But yeah, it's got all kinds of little stories like that. I think God did that because it was super hard. The whole experience, super hard to know that he was meant to be with us. Anyway, I just babbled on and everybody's asleep. I'm sorry if I put you to bed, guys.
No, you didn't, but it's not related, not even related to your story, but I'm going to cut it off at 30 because I am done.
Yeah, like you were last night.
Yeah, I was already like, I was watching a video before the live stream was about to start, you know, and I was going.
You were doing that last night. You're like your little head was tilting, yeah. You're getting that glazed over look.
That's funny.
Of course,
I'll do that till I go to bed, and then I can't go to sleep.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
But,
or my husband starts snoring really loud when I'm ready to fall asleep. Like I'm in that.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I've been, you know, making myself get up, you know, earlier than I normally do. And like 7 in the morning, and it's weird for me to do that, but I knew I had all this stuff to do. And if I didn't get an early start, that I would not be motivated to get it done.
Yeah. Right.
Later.
True.
So, you know, well, I mean, everything didn't quite go the way it went in my head. It sounded great in my head, but it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. But I think that, you know, God decided that, hey, you know, you better start listening to these people because they're telling you stop. Mm-hmm. They're telling you slow down. And I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sure Randall thought about this. Is like, how in the hell is Barry going to do this in 3 days?
Right. All pretty much by yourself. A lot of it is all by.
When you had a house full, you had 6 kids, 2 adults, and you've lived in a place for 6 years. Right. It's a long time to accumulate a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And not a lot of, there's a lot of big stuff that's not going because it was here when I moved in, so it might as well
Mm.
stay here because I don't want it,
Right.
But
No, you didn't, Passamaquoddy. I didn't realize that he said he shared that with us. Like I just feel bad because that's me. That's not on you.
oh no, you're
I
fine.
just wish my brain would remember like important things instead of just random trivial
Hmm.
stuff. Oh yeah, and I'll come up with some kind of trivia on that when like thanks, brain. I'm glad you're kind of working up there and doing something and filing something. Yeah, you do need to rest, though. You've been pushing it. You have been. So, do you have any more large stuff? Like, is that a desk that's sitting underneath your laptop that still has to go,
Table.
or is that
So-
staying?
Remove the legs on the table. It makes it a little bit easier to move.
Okay.
But I think Randall's figured out a way to work that out. So,
Oh, good. Or you
and
could
I
just flip
appreciate
it
everything
over
that's
and ride it down, Barry, like a sled. Just flip it over on its top.
I don't think it'll fit on his wagon, but there's other stuff that will fit
I
on it.
can't bring it up for tomorrow. I gotta use it tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not in a hurry because I have to recover.
Right.
It takes me at least 2 to 3 days to recover.
That's
So
my body. Wow.
what I'll be doing is there's more things that I should have packed already, so I'll have plenty of time to do that.
Yeah.
And that won't be like lifting and moving things,
Right.
Yeah.
right? You just grab a box, put it right there where you're going to be working, fill it up,
Yeah.
And then go from there.
Right.
So
I could
Like-
not imagine moving again.
nah, I didn't think I would, but the place got in such a bad shape that and that came up.
Becca.
And I basically told, he accepted it, but
Mhm.
I basically told the landlord, I said, I'm renting that because
Right.
we've been round around about my place and you won't fix it. I froze to death last year
Good.
and I'm not doing it anymore. And I don't care if he doesn't have any other renters. That's not my problem.
No, it's not. Let him find
this
somebody who
place-
can rent your place if he wants to keep you in it.
No, if he does, I'm gonna call some people because no,
No, I'm just saying, like, if
I
you know,
shouldn't be in here myself.
right. That's
So,
it. That's right.
and I don't want to be I almost use that word. Let's see.
Beep.
A bleep?
Aaron, he don't want to be. He don't
Yeah.
Want
wanna
me to say it for you since I've had such a foul mouth lately under stress?
Yeah, I noticed that, Carol.
Sorry.
And you're-
That's what happens when I'm totally stressed out. The F word.
oh, I
and
know.
It's awful. And they don't even mean to do it. It's like they just pop out. And somebody one time told me that. They're
When
like,
you're
you know,
really stressed or in a lot of pain, it just happens. It does.
Right.
I had it explained to me one time that it's actually puts out pheromones, which helps alleviate some of the pain.
Interesting.
Mhm. Well, when I ignored the first 2 calls this evening because it was getting so close to the live, time to do this live. And they call on Messenger and then they called on my phone number. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with them right now.
No, you shouldn't.
And then I put my phone on airplane and I thought about it for a few minutes and I'm like, there's a part of me that's kind of weird that wants to see what they have to say.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to get
So-
in trouble.
So I was like, okay. So I called the number back, and
yeah,
well,
but
don't you want to talk to you? I was like,
good because I didn't either. Oops, I made a mistake. Sorry. Butt dialed you. An ass for an ass. Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud?
touchdown, Dallas.
Yay, Serena.
I was like, TD, what?
I did that. Funny. I was like,
It says TD, not VD.
Uh,
probably that too. But I was like, yeah, the same thing. TD, who's he? Who's TD Dallas?
I
I
would
don't
have had to really think about that.
Mhm. Which of the heavenly bodies has the most small change in its pocket? Moon. It's always changing quarters. Cute. You're over there swearing. It's funny.
I
It's funny.
can hear it. That's the funny thing. I can hear it. I can hear Rebecca cussing at the TV.
Yeah. I don't know if my husband was in pain, but I had stayed. I let him take our daughter to Target to pick up an order for preparing for the hurricane. And she needed to go pick up money at the ATM too for giving her dad money for certain expenses because she's got a full-time job now. We're kind of easing her into adulthood. But I did it on purpose so I could stay back and make him chili for dinner and, we had a rotisserie chicken and I was like, I want to use that up. So I was boiling that in broth and stuff and getting all the meat off of it. I had the chili already in containers because I was trying to clean up so we wouldn't have to deal with all that. And he just stares at the containers. They're glass. You can see through them, mind you. And he's like, so what are we having for dinner? And like gave me the attitude. But he doesn't know he's giving me the attitude. So yeah, that was my evening. Neither one of us ended up eating because I was like, excuse me? Like, really? You can't just say, I think I'm going to have some of this chili and leave it at that? Like, obviously you wanted to eat chips or something, by the way you said that.
Yeah, it's like, okay, what do you want to eat then?
Yeah, like, what?
I don't have to always have a plan.
I would have been like, okay, what nice restaurant are you taking me to then?
Right?
Yeah, there you go. When do we leave?
Yeah, we can order in, I guess. Oh my God.
I'll be right back.
Plus, I had the chili. Okay, I used too small. It was so funny. I reversed them. I used too big of a pot for boiling the chicken down into broth because I didn't have that much broth to use. It was just like chicken and rice I was making to use it up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's in this big pot. I have one of those saute pans, like maybe like this. And I started doing the chili in that, not thinking that I have 2 pounds of meat. And then you add in the cans of the beans, you add in the tomatoes and all the chopped like onions and stuff. It boiled over. Like I had fluid. Because I also didn't let it I didn't let the meat cook because I was actually on a conference call with Barry and Robert and a couple of friends who were going to join, I thought. And anyway, yeah, I all of a sudden smell something and I'm like, what? That doesn't smell right. I look at the stove and there's all my chili juice all around the chili pan.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So then when
I
he
made
asked,
a really simple supper.
yeah, what was your simple supper?
Well, my daughter and I went to Cracker Barrel yesterday because we went to Columbia, which was. I had a pretty good day till on the way home we got a flat tire. But
oh crap! Yeah, but Cracker Barrel, what'd you get at Cracker Barrel?
Well, oh gosh, we filled up on that food. It was so good.
I used to like the chicken and dumplings, but I can't have it in their trout. I used to like, but I can't have.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And their breakfast, of course.
Well, actually, we had breakfast there.
Their breakfast.
But they brought us this big basket of it was just me and her. They brought like 5 biscuits and 2 cornbread muffins.
Ooh.
And I was like, there's no way we're going to eat this. So I was like, we just brought it home. So they got leftover biscuits from Cracker Barrel. And I just opened up a jar of sausage crumbles that I had canned up. And dumped it in the pan and made gravy and scrambled some eggs. And that's what they got for supper.
How did you, when you canned it up, you pressure canned it already cooked, the sausage crumbles?
Oh, yeah, I cook it ahead of time and then jar it up and then I pressure can it.
How much headspace do you leave for something like that when you pressure can it?
About a 1/2 inch.
Okay.
You can take it up to that first big ring and stop there if you want. But yeah.
I've got to get.
And then I run it at 10 pounds of pressure for 90 minutes.
Okay. You're running it for not. Oh, never mind. My math was just off in my brain. I'm glad it didn't come out of my mouth.
It's an hour
No,
and a
because
half.
I'm
But
like,
I do that
yeah.
with all meats.
okay. Because Amish
Me-
canning, they say, is like 3 hours water bath.
Yeah, that's water bath though. But
That's
this
water
is
bath.
pressure canning.
No, I'm like, I didn't know that pressure can would be half that. I thought it would be even less than that, I guess, when you're messing with that pressure. I don't know.
Not with meat. With meat, you. It depends if you're doing.
Oh, congratulations,
quarts.
Serena. Yeah. Go ahead.
Pints, I think, are either 70 or 75 minutes, and quarts are 90 minutes.
I have a pressure canner that makes fun of me every time I walk by of it. Yeah.
I try have two of them.
That's what it says to
Two
me.
pressure canners and two co-packers. And
Yeah. I need to get a true water bath canner. I have
our
a
water
really.
bath canner. It's the same thing
Yeah.
as a co-packer.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that what it is? Okay.
Mhm.
Is it the granite looking one? The
Yeah.
one that's.
Yeah.
I'd like to get that with the, and it also has the little, you can have the can thing
Mhm.
to pop in. I would love to get one of that.
I like the little. I have a
Yeah,
little.
it does depend on elevation to you. Yep.
Yeah, they're just. Yeah, it just sits on the bottom and elevates it. But now they do make them with the basket that goes, the wire basket.
Yeah, that's the one I
But
want.
I don't care for the wire basket because if you don't have a full load, and even if you do,
Oh.
they're rocking against each other in there because of that basket.
Oh, they're okay. Can you put a towel in the basket to settle them a little, just like you would
You
in
could.
like a tea towel? Okay.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, I have just a pot, but mine's not deep enough, TN, to even do like jelly jars, like the, I guess 8 ounce, the smaller ones, like what everybody
Yeah,
uses
it is
to
just
drink.
a pot.
This size, like once
If
you do the
I'm-
water above.
Uh-huh. If
And to
I'm
keep-
doing a small load and it's just a few jars, like maybe 5 jars, and it's like pints or jelly jars, I just use my stock pot. I don't even get the.
I don't have
canner
a
out.
stock. Mine is like almost to a stock pot. That's why. So when you're doing like the rolling boil, it'll boil over.
Hey, GT.
Hey, GT, welcome in. Barry was stepping away, I think, to go use the restroom or to take the cats out. I forget what he said.
Driving but listening.
I hope he didn't lay down anywhere though.
Or sit down.
Yeah,
He may
right.
not get back up.
Right? He was sitting down. He might have nodded off.
He's got to be exhausted.
Totally. I gotta look at that. I'm trying to look up that canner that Shawnee did.
I'd share it, but there's no one running the buttons, so
Oh
Uh-oh.
yeah.
you know what I
No,
mean?
There he is.
go ahead.
Can I share it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
so let's see here.
Thank you, Passamaquoddy. Pint size. Yeah. It wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Oh, Serena's down. Good night, Serena, honey.
Good night, Serena. Hi, GT.
So this is the one I use.
Ooh, I
'cause
like
You
that.
can either water bath with it, or you can do what's called steam canning with it.
Yeah. Okay.
And I just like the sturdiness of it versus what you guys were talking
Granite.
about.
Yeah. So
It's a
that
little
looks a lot like my big stock pot, but
Yeah.
And you can use it as a stock
Sure.
pot, right?
uh-huh.
I
Huh.
just recommend
I know
See,
harvest.
the big granite one holds more jars probably.
Yeah, I think so. That's why I was looking
Because
at
like
how-
pints, I can put what is it,
Well,
like 9 or
Yeah,
10
my stock
pints
pot's
in it.
just as tall as that I have. The one, it's not really a stock pot. It's a little bit short of stock
Oink
pot.
size.
Kind of cool.
Okay.
I wish I knew what my size. I got that one from my mom, so I don't know what size it is. How much?
My first wife's grandmother used her canner, as a stock pot too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my
Usually
mom
when she
did.
made- Like when she made homemade chili or homemade chicken
Uh-huh.
soup, and she was a hell of a cook to be on a
Actually,
using a raw food.
I have done that with chili and soups and stuff, and because I planned on having a lot of leftovers to can up afterwards.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
only a little bit bigger. The granite ware is only 1.5. It says 21.5 quarts, so it's just a little bit larger.
Yeah.
Not very much. Amazon's got a deep old canning pot. Looks like stainless steel and comes with all the nifty tools. It must be out of that country called Ina.
That
Is
could
it-
be.
Mm.
Oh, I didn't tell you what happened with my
Mm.
sacred saw today.
Uh-oh.
You remember I did a video on it and we used it
Yeah.
all that one day. Well, I've had it stored since that video. I had cleaned it and oiled it up and everything, and had it, taken apart so then I could put it back together. The engine's not running in it at all. The little,
Oh no.
Oh.
I charged that battery up, and even, for as long as I charged it, if there was any charge in that battery, it would have at least made it grind a little bit or move. Nothing. It's completely dead.
Now you got me worried if I might need to check my chainsaw.
Yeah, check your chainsaw.
That's what I was thinking. Now I need to go check my little saw.
Because it's a battery powered one, and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one of the
well-
little handheld battery chainsaws.
Yeah,
Bad,
Tiana, I
really.
used to cook more with Hannah. Hannah was the child that was more cautious around stuff like that. Malachi is not. So he'll pull little things. He'll do little things to get my attention. So I still cook actually a lot on the back burners, and don't know why whoever thought the back burners should always be small. Why can't we have one big in the back, one big in the front, one small in the back, one small in the front?
My stove is like that, and I hate it. I want my big burners in the front.
Yeah, I
If
don't.
I put a pot on the back, it
Yeah.
doesn't set evenly on the small
Oh,
burner.
yeah, because of the bump. Yeah, on the small burner, I can't get it. I can't get it on the
So,
small.
yeah, I want both big burners in the front where I can put big pots on the front.
Yeah. Well, I
And
can't do
then-
that with a child. I think they should
I
make it
understand
like
that,
child,
though. Yeah.
like child safe ones. I think they should have that
Mhm.
option.
And I think, I could be totally off base on this, but I've noticed that there's a lot of gas stoves where
The battery
all the
was
burners
stored
equal size.
inside, though, TN,
I will not have a gas stove in my house.
due to
No,
it.
and I understand that, but my first wife's grandmother had one of the very old gas stoves, and it had like this little door on the right hand side.
Mhm.
I believe it was like to keep the jars warm or something
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah.
And then I loved using it, but it was on city gas. It wasn't like propane. It was
Right.
Yeah.
But there wasn't you didn't have that problem. Plus, you had that griddle. There was a griddle in the middle of the thing. I loved that griddle. I used it like every chance I got. And she was like, "Well, it's okay if you want to cook," but she really liked to cook for people.
Right.
And she was actually a school cook,
Pastor McCarty.
which is funny because you would think if she did it for the school, she would be tired of it.
You'd be tired of cooking.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
she never got tired of it, and she had a brace on her leg. One leg had to stay straight all the time. She got around the kitchen because it was long and narrow.
Mm-hmm.
So she got around the kitchen because everything was set up where she could just lean against, the counter, lean against the table, lean against the
Right.
sink. She could go from one to the other without using her walker because there was no room for her walker except to walk around to get in the living room or go to her bedroom or use the restroom.
Mm-hmm.
So, it worked out really cool for her, but it was, if you get 3 or 4 people in there, it's like you're bumping into each other. But I liked it. I liked the stove, just
Yeah.
for the fact that all the burners were the same size.
Yeah.
And
I
I know
actually-
a lot of people like having a gas stove, especially in the wintertime, because
Yeah.
if the electric goes out or anything, they can still cook.
Mm-hmm.
Although most of your newer stoves are not set up to where you can do that anymore.
Wow.
It's hard to find one that you can still use without electric
Mm.
because of the igniters on them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you will blow the warranty on them if you use a match to light one.
Yikes. I think I was looking at the 33 quart. That's why the other one looked a little bit smaller. Maybe. I don't know. The problem with my pan too is I'm sorry. I'm listening to everybody. I'm also shopping for looking at the canners. I forget what brand it is, but they made them so they would stack inside of each other, and then the lids would stack too. But they're not. They're almost like a clear lid, and it sits down in the pot. Is the problem rather than it doming, rather than it being like a dome.
Rather than it sitting on top. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a really nice stainless steel pot. I should just see if I've got.
You guys are still alive.
Yeah.
Yes, we're still here.
Yeah.
No, I grew up with a gas stove and never had a problem.
I'm sorry,
with it.
Shawnee.
But
Ugh.
when my oldest one was a baby, we lived in these apartments, and the pilot lights were forever going out on the stoves.
Oh.
And most of the time I caught it, but this one particular day I didn't catch it. And it was in the wintertime, so I didn't have any windows or the door open or nothing else where we could get fresh air. And my daughter was already asleep, and I was sitting in the chair almost asleep when a neighbor lady came for me to read her Sunday school lesson to her. What just so happened to be, she was legally blind.
Right.
So I read her Sunday school lesson to her every Wednesday afternoon.
Oh.
And it just so happened to be she read her clock wrong and came an hour early.
Oops.
So whenever I opened the door and got a breath of fresh air, then I could smell all the gas fumes in the house. Yeah. The
God.
pilot lights had went out on that stove again, only I didn't catch it that time. And I was like, from then on, I was like, I'll never have another gas stove. Never.
Right. They unplugged
only-
the one in my mom's house, like when my dad died and my mom had her stroke. She was turning it on and forgetting.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Yeah. So they just unplugged it from the wall completely. So she, like you said, it has to have the electric for the igniter, but
Mhm.
I think they pulled the handles off and they unplugged it. And just told her that it broke. They told her it broke.
Yeah.
So she,
Now, I'll tell you a funny one. Paul had an aunt. Oh, gosh. When you went to her house, she had a huge kitchen. I mean, huge.
yeah.
But that woman had one wall that had 3 stoves lined up across it. Oh, I beginning to think maybe Barry fell asleep on us. He's sitting there.
3? Wow.
Yeah, she had 3. She had 3
Wow.
stoves, an electric one, a gas one, and she had her wood cook stove. That woman was
I would
cooking
love
no
a wood-
matter what.
Tell
I
you
would
what,
love a wood cook stove if I lived up north. That's what I would
I
want.
have a wood cook stove.
Barry,
I
push the
cook
button.
on it.
Yeah, you can end it, Barry. It's okay.
you guys can continue your conversation, but I'm going to actually end the actual live, so
That's
you can
okay.
stay behind and talk if you like.
All righty.
Yeah, I
Um,
probably
yeah,
should go too. It's like 1
I
a.m.
appreciate like everybody that's come in, and
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
yeah,
It's a little after midnight.
Shawnee's
Paul
like,
gets
oh
up
my
at
god,
2
he's
to go to
finally
work.
ending it. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have a 2-hour live stream, everybody.
Well, that's
It's
what I
just
said.
9:41 even
Oh,
because
it's
I'm
only
so
been almost
tired.
4 hours. What's another, 7?
I know you've only got
16
18 minutes and you've got 4.
No.
17
Yeah.
minutes. You have
Push
4
push
hours.
the button.
Just kidding. You can end it. I'm just teasing.
No,
I
you need
can.
to get your rest.
Yeah, I appreciate you all. I really do. It's been fun. It's been good conversation tonight.
Yeah. That's
It
a
has
nice
been. It's been.
good side chat too. Yeah.
There's been no lag in
Yeah.
the conversation.
Right.
Well, now
yeah.
that I'm here, that doesn't happen. As soon as I get on a panel, because I don't get to talk to anybody, it just all comes out with my friends.
Usually it's me. I get